And we're no stranger to enhancing fun, family outings, and even game time. Acriman Esold, working to enhance your everyday life.
Our initial reaction when we realized he had 2 broken bones was fear. Then once we realized and got a plan with Trinity and our doctor, a lot of comfort.
He told me that he can fix my arm, and he showed me a lot of stuff that he could do to help me.
Trinity Health Orthopedics is as good as you can find anywhere in the country. A lot of us take pride in that, and that's why we stay here and we keep doing what we do.
Trinity Health, making more possible.
This presentation on the PSP Network is proudly brought to you by Make sure to like and follow PSP Network on all social media platforms. PSP Network, it's game day.
At Ryan Buick GMC, we treat every day like game day.
1.2-liter turbo engine, ultra-wide screen.
1.2-liter turbo engine, ultra-wide screen, on 2. Ready?
We know how to get you in the right vehicle.
Blue Canyons, and hut, hut.
From the test drive to the handoff, we make every step easy. This season, start your drive at Ryan Buick GMC.
We often think of frontiers as pages in a history book, a time gone by. But even in this modern world, there are new frontiers to conquer. Whether you're tending the land to grow a better tomorrow or growing a business for new opportunities, the work you do powers the world. Exploring the frontier means stepping forward, shaping the future for yourself and for those around you. First International Bank and Trust, helping you live first, one step at a time.
That sinking feeling you get when this happens? That's oil change anxiety. The anxiety of being without a car with a billion things to do. The fear of being overcharged. The stress of not knowing where to go or who to trust. But you never get those feelings at Valvoline Instant Oil Change, where you can watch us work right from your car, and we finish up in about 15 minutes.
We changed your oil and did our 18-point safety check.
Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Service you can see, experts you can trust.
Welcome inside the Starion Bank Gymnasium, home of the Mandan Braves here in Mandan, North Dakota, as we're back for some more WDA hoops as Dickinson in town trying to take on the Braves here tonight, and the regular season continuing to dwindle down, so every game more important than the last. I'm Brock Widener, and Joe Cattell going to be joining us in the broadcast booth here shortly later as we've got a fun doubleheader in store for us. Again, a big thanks out to Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Your locally owned oil change headquarters is 15 minutes or less. You can find them in Minot and in Bismarck. Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Well, we welcome you in as Dickinson taking on Mandan, and right now there you see Dickinson 3-14 on the season, Mandan 14-3. Mandan checking in right now at that tie for the number 2 seed inside the West region. Dickinson still looking for their first region win on the campaign. Taking a look at what's coming up here tonight before we jump in today's matchup, as we've got more and more basketball coming up here tonight and tomorrow around the great state in AA. Well, we've got Dickinson Mandan right for you right here, and then we got Minot High, Minot North, Battle of the Magic City. Then you got Century and Legacy, the Battle of the Capital City. Those are all double headers, and then you can subscribe on to PSP Plus for some District 8 girls basketball, District 8 quarterfinals, and the District 6 semifinals going on as we speak. And then on Saturday, we've got the District Championship round there for District 6 and District 8 semis on your way on PSP Plus. Again, PSP Plus, it's your one-stop shop for postseason sports. 15 tournaments we will be doing from WDA, from AA to single A to, again, Class B coverage. $74.99 for all 15 tournaments and all 150-plus games. Bring it on a single day or just one full tournament of your choice. It's PSP Plus, and make sure you get in on that PSP Plus giveaway. Winner announced February 18th live on Primetime is when it will be announced, so make sure you follow us at PSP Network on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter. Like the post and tag 2 friends. Hey, pretty sick giveaway, too, if I might add so myself. Amazon Fire TV, a Premier Pass, and, of course, Planet Pizza's Galactic Pizza. Well, let's take our first break, and when we come back, Joe Cattell going to be joining us in the broadcast booth for Dickinson taking on Mandan.
This presentation on the PSP Network is proudly brought to you by Make sure to like and follow PSP Network on all social media platforms. PSP Network, it's game day.
At Ryan Buick GMC, we treat every day like game day.
1.2-liter turbo engine, ultra-wide screen.
1.2-liter turbo engine, ultra-wide screen, on 2. Ready?
We know how to get you in the right vehicle.
Bucanyans, and hut, hut.
From the test drive to the handoff, we make every step easy. This season, start your drive at Ryan Buick GMC.
Welcome back into the Sardian Bank Gymnasium, home of the Mandan Braves, part of the Valvoline Instant Oil Change pre-game show. I'm Brock Widener, joined alongside me Joe Cattell. And Joe, how you doing here on this Friday night?
Doing great, man. Excited to work with you for the first time and able to catch a couple calls with you and the great Nate Zachman. And so excited to work with you for the first time.
I'm looking forward to it as well. We got a couple of good games here slated up for tonight. And, hey, I mean, what's better than a WDA basketball doubleheader on a Friday night? Not many things, yeah, I don't think so.
No question. We're about, 2 or 3 weeks away from that WDA tournament. People are starting to, figure out where they're going to be seated. Still some battles to be had there, and should be a fun one tonight. The girls' game, obviously, is a little bit of a David Goliath type matchup, but that boys' game is, that Mandan team is so loaded with talent at the boys' side, and Dickinson's obviously off to a good start, really done a good job this year, kind of owns that 3 seed right now. So it'll be, is there an upset brewing or not? That should be a really fun basketball game as well. So should be a fun night here at the bank in Mandan.
Yeah, as you said, tonight's girls game, maybe a David and Goliath type situation with Mandan right now tied for the 2 seed with Century. It looks like this. Minot, the number 1. Century and Mandan at the 2 and the 3. The Legacy at the 4. Then it's tied at 5 with Jamestown, Williston. Bismarck's at the 7. 5 wins. St. Mary's is at 8. Then Minot North and Dickinson rounding out the WDA slate. So, hey, this Dickinson team, they picked up a win against Minot JV. They got some confidence going on, and now it's just, hey, you got that confidence kind of back. You learned from that game, had the positive. Now it's trying to build off of that as the regular season starts coming to an end.
Yeah, for the Dickinson program, and I don't think anybody, if I say this, it's any secret. They're trying to build a program back. They're trying to build some culture and get some stability, and they've been through it the last couple of years, and so now it's whatever little victories they can have. If they get off to an 8-0 lead in this one and really feel like that's a little victory, right? Or if they can be within a handful at half, that's a victory, right? Like, you just gotta kind of win battles and stay in the war. And so their goal is to build a program, retain some girls, get them in the program for a bunch of years, and just start building some stability there. And they've done a nice job this year. This team has really held it together. I just watched the end of that JV game, and girls are still engaged and cheering on the bench and still part of it. So they're doing some good things there. It's going to take time. And Rome wasn't built in a day, so to speak.
Yeah, this is a team that's very young. Only one senior on this Dickinson team, and Jenna Nelson. But, hey, the beauty about it, Joe, is you just got to win one game to get into the WDA tournament if you win that play-in game. So this is a team that is, again, very young. They're getting a lot of valuable experience this year. And, hey, maybe if they can they might have to be taking on a team like St. Mary's in a play-in game on the road. And
you never know, right? You never know. That's what March is all about, or February in North Dakota as far as the playoffs start. So, it's just like you said, it's a fun time of year. If you can just build some confidence and stay in the fight, you just never know what'll happen. And you could be on a hot night when somebody else is on a bad night, or just your hot night is unstoppable. So it's happened before. It'll happen again. And you never know what night that's going to come, and you just got to keep showing up and punching your ticket and getting your chance.
Dickinson, as you see on your screen, 3-14 overall, still looking for their first WDA win on the season. They fell to Legacy last time out, and it was a game, though, that, again, just a team that doesn't quit. I mean, there's a lot of these young kids are looking for more reps, so you see them off the bench really give it all. So, again, a team that is coming off a loss but trying to rebound against a very tough Mandan team. This Mandan team, they lost a decent amount last season. People maybe didn't know what you would be getting this year out of Mandan, and I would say this team is right back in the mix come postseason time.
Yeah, it's kind of led by those bigs, right? I mean, you got Bugby in there, and you got Reiner. Reiner and Bugby, both, the Twin Towers in there, and then they got really good guard play out of Harris and McAllister, and so just a very solid basketball team. Coach Barrington's done a very good job of getting off to the hot start this year, making their presence known early in this league, and he's got a bunch of young girls playing. He's got some veteran leadership as well with McAllister, and we're going to see some veterans start tonight. They're going to start all 5 seniors tonight in this ball game. So just showing off some of that depth, showing off that roster that they have a little bit tonight. So they've just done a really good job. They have a very solid basketball team. Have done some great things in this season, and they're going to be one of those teams that are they're itching for that WDA tournament and to play at the Civic Center under the bright lights.
Yeah, you mentioned their forwards and their bigs, but what impressed me when they came to Dickinson was their very aggressive guard defense. Yeah. I mean, they've got maybe 5, maybe 6 deep in the guard spots that are aggressive defense, going to force steals and turn it into transition offense. I think that's dangerous moving forward. But you take a look at that game against Williston last time out earlier this week. It was a 78-74 win. Field goal percentage-wise, they got outshot 44% to 41, but they were able to capitalize on second chance points. 17-9 they outscored, and as well as just out-rebounding.
Yeah.
Williston was key to that win.
Yeah, no question. Out-rebounding, getting more chances at scores. And I think another, Williston is one of those teams that is so dangerous. Their starting 5 is as good as anybody's. But Mandan's one of the better, deeper teams in the league, too. So they're able to go deeper in that bench and really wear people out, like you talked about with that press. And so, those second chance points, if they can get hot from behind the arc, and then that suffocating defense that they've been playing with those guards out on top. Harrison is one of my favorite guards to watch. She's a bulldog out there guarding people, and Gustafson as well. And so they just do a really good job of controlling the basketball, containing the basketball, and just speeding your mind up a little bit. So yeah, it should be a fun one tonight. Excited to watch these teams play, and it's really important that Mandan stays in rhythm, and it's really important that Dickinson just finds some momentum and builds off of every game and every opportunity they have.
As we are nearing the opening festivities here at the Starion Bank Gymnasium, big thanks out to Minot State. The best way to predict your future is to create with over 100 areas of study at Minot State. You'll earn the degree for the career desire with more than 96% of recent Minot State grads employed for continuing their education. MSU grads get jobs, period. Minot State University. Be seen, be heard, be you.
As we kick off today's game, we remind everyone that this contest will be played under the strictest code of good.
Again, make sure you go and get your PSP Plus subscription. WDA Hockey already coming up next Thursday. We'll also have the Dickinson play-in game on Monday on YouTube, but already District 6 and District 8 girls basketball going on for the tournaments on PSP Plus. So make sure you head on and over and get in on those subscription passes. But now let's head on over to tonight's national anthem here in Mandan. That was tonight's national anthem here on the PSP Network as we get ready for tonight's starting lineups here for the Dickinson Mavericks, the visitors tonight, as starting at guard, the 6'1" senior Jenna Nelson. She was the AA volleyball player of the year inside the WDA. She's joined by Claire Rodakowski, their leading rebounder, the junior guard. Then the sharpshooting three-point shooter, Emily Dutke, who has scored more than 2 threes in 9 of the last 10 games for Dickinson. The phenomenal freshman, Allie Stevenson, and rounding it out is the junior, Abby Prowse, another three-point shooter for Dickinson. They're head coached by interim head coach Reggie Fields Jr. Now let's head on over to the Mandan Braves. 14-3 on the season, 11-3 in WDA. They are placed in a tie for the second seed inside the West region. And again, they are going to be in on that all-senior starting lineup. Allison Holzer, the 5'8" senior, joined by number 23, Mimi McAllister, averaging 16 points per game, 5 rebounds. She is fun to watch. We'll keep a close eye on number 23 in the white and black. Stray Wrestler, the 5'6" guard, averaging 3 points per game. Allie Reiner joins them in, averaging 10 points, 7 rebounds per game. And Anna Claire Bugby rounds out the starting lineup, averaging double digits, 17 points, 12 rebounds per game, as they're head coached by Tanner Currington in his first year. Well, Joe, are you ready for some basketball?
Yeah, let's do it. I've been out a week off, so it's time to get the mic back on and get through some of the dust a little bit with my week off last week.
Hey, I'll bet you'll jump right in. It's like riding a bike.
Yeah, it's like riding a bike. We'll be fine. We'll be fine. One thing I know how to do, BG, is to talk, so we should be all right.
Mandan moving left to right, Dickinson right to left. Mandan in their white uniforms, black numbers and trimming, and the Mavericks in their Longhorn orange, black numbers, moving right to left. Nelson and Anna Claire Bugby at the tip. Give it out to Bugby and Mandan as McAllister will start with the ball. Flips it out to Bugby in the paint off the glass. Not going to get it as Rodakowski trying to battle Reiner for the board. Reiner gets 2 chances at it, and she'll be fouled on that second look.
Yeah, just a good start for Mandan. Just get it inside right away. And then, like you said, what you said in the pregame show, just dominating the boards early.
This is going to be a team, as you mentioned, has some height. And they probably have one of, if not the best, kind of post-tandem, if you will, inside the WDA.
Yeah, as far as tandems go, I would 100% agree with you. Obviously, it's hard to compare anything to Lily Bell, but as far as the tandem goes, a two-headed monster, definitely they have the advantage there.
Reiner goes 1 for 2, and Bugby cleans it up for 2 as Mandan leads 3-0 after their first possession. Dickinson looking to answer back. The first time with the ball in their hands. Abby Prowse, patrolled by Bugby. Flips it out to the sharp shooting Emily Dutke. Try to get out of the corner. Pestered by Holzer. Flips it out to Rodakowski out the right wing. Takes a step at the top of the key. Back to Dutke. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Dutke will let one fly, and it's off of the back iron and brought down by the Braves.
Yeah, good patience there. Found a decent shot for a decent shooter there, and just wasn't able to get it to fall.
Wrestler finds Reiner now to McAllister. Quick ball movement, trying to get it down low to Bugby in the low block. She'll work into the paint. Little fade away. They're not going to go. Reiner tries to clean it up for 2. And again, she'll get her own rebound and can't get the look to go a second time around as Prowse tries to push the tempo. And they will say it's last touched by Emily Dutke as it goes by the Mandan bench.
Yeah, Mandan definitely trying to send a message about getting that ball inside early in this game. Unfortunately for Reiner, just hasn't been able to find the layup line yet. She's been point blank a couple times, and the pressure from Dickinson's just bothered her enough to miss it.
Well, Joe, not a bad stat for her. I think she's got, 4 or 5 rebounds in the first minute of play?
4 offensive rebounds, that's for sure, early.
Reiner flips it out to McAllister. Why not? Let it fly as it swishes in, and Mandan starts out 6-0.
Yeah, that's what they do so well, right? You know, you pound it inside. Your whole defense has to suck in and guard that, and then Mimi McAllister is able to stretch him from 3.
Dutke lays it on. Driving through is Stevenson. It goes out of play. They'll say it was blocked away by Bugby. And now they will check in some of those pesky guards that provide a lot of steals here. Gustafson and Hadley Harris.
Yeah, definitely, and good start for the senior crew getting their start and getting off to a nice 6-0 lead. But now we'll see those guards in there that just caused so much havoc for Mandan.
Dutke just going to have to put one up right there at the right elbow, and that one off pace and off course and brought down by Harris. Harris flips it out to McAllister at the right wing. Hey, why not? Let's try it again. That one off the back iron, brought down by Reiner, off the glass and in.
Yeah, that time Reiner able to take her time a little bit more, get her all the way to the glass and get a little higher on that glass so she didn't come up short.
Well, Joe put the tally 5 offensive rebounds in less than 3 minutes for Hallie Reiner.
Yeah, and now 2 turnovers, too, that Mandan has created in just the transition game for Dickinson. That time a tip by Mimi, double tip there for the Mavs out of bounds. So it's, again, you got to get shots on glass, and right now they're giving Mandan a lot of extra opportunities.
Bugby drives into her right. Solid defense there by Halverson, but Reiner cleans it up and over the rim it goes to Gustafson. She'll kick it out to Bugby, back on the attack. Little shuffle pass, finding it to Reiner in the low block. Back to the top, they'll extend it out to the left wing. Gustafson spins around Stevenson, hands it off to Harris. 15:24 remaining in the first half. McAllister, little floater, count it.
Yeah, good patience there for Mandan. Had the ball inside out a couple times, side to side, ended up getting a nice floater from Mimi.
Stevenson passes it out to Prowse. Pump fake, now gets it to Halverson at the left wing. Back to Stevenson, miscommunication. Stevenson's got to get on her high horse. She'll win the race to it. They've got numbers if they hurry. Prowse, though, swatted away by Bugby.
Yeah, good job, Bugby, just extending her defense all the way out to the three-point line, getting a hand on that ball.
McAllister to Harris. Corner 3, swishes through for Hadley Harris as Mandan starts on a 13-0 run. They lead 13-0 at home with 14:48 to go against the Mavericks in the first half.
Breathe in. I can't believe I wrecked my car.
There are some things in life we can't control, but what's important is how we respond. At Jerome's Collision Center, they provide the highest quality of service, assuring the job gets done stress-free and making it feel like a breath of fresh air. And to give you peace of mind, they handle the insurance.
Are you even a therapist?
Don't worry about it. Jerome's, they're the experts. Jerome's.
Mandan starts out on a 13-0 run against Dickinson at home. They lead 13-0. I'm Brock Wider, joined alongside me Joe Cattell as Dickinson out of the timeout break. Firing it with Emily Dutke for 3.
Yeah, nice little action there, able to get some space and knock it down. She's the one person, like you said earlier, she's been able to hit some threes last couple games. Got to get on her.
It's going to be one of those looks that they'll be looking for, and Mandan going back down to the paint to Reiner. Flips it up to the top of the key. Bugby blocked away by Nelson.
Yeah, just coming out of that timeout, exactly what you want for Coach. You know, just being able to set something up, get some space, and get the ball to your best shooter. A good look there for the coming out of the timeout for the Mavs.
As Reiner poked away by Nelson again. Nelson so solid defensively. Usually gets one of the toughest assignments night in and night out. As she'll get switched on Bugby. Boxes her down, switches on to the left side, and Nelson will haul down the board.
Must have raised the hoops a little bit this week because all those post players are just coming up a little short, coming up underneath the rim instead of on top of it.
Prowse flips it out. Nelson fires a 3 off the back iron. Great boxing out for Mandan.
Yeah, all 5 girls boxing out. Ball hits the floor before rebounding. That's drill-like rebounding there for Mandan.
That's exactly what you want to see if you're Coach Tanner Pernton, because you're going to want to box out, especially in postseason time.
Yeah, definitely. Rebounding gets you beat. You know, there's a lot of good teams that really chase boards. The top 4 teams are all really good rebounding teams, so you can't give up extra possession. So if you can clean that stuff up, especially here coming towards the end of the year. That's the most important thing.
Ratke, pump fake and drive. She lays it in for 2 as Mandan goes up by a dozen. Trying to quickly answer back. They'll get it to Zastapol, and she draws the foul on Ratke.
Yeah, way to get it down the floor quick before the press could pick you up there for Dickinson to do a job getting it down the floor. And we're going to see some free throws here from Zastafi.
As Zastapol, a couple low dribbles, sends it on its way. First one is good.
Zastapol, I apologize.
As Zastapol had 4 points, 3 rebounds, and a steal in their last game earlier this week against Legacy. Get one of these players that comes off the bench and kind of provides that spark. Her and Tatum Fisher doing a good job of being a couple of those first players off the bench. As that one in and out. She goes 1 for 2 that trip, 15-4. They'll lob it up to Bugby into the corner, firing a 3 up and over the rim for Lindsley, and in the hands of Zastapol. Zastapol finds Fisher. Pressured by Gustafson.
Really important for that Mavs team not to start dribbling against that press. Clear yourself a little bit. Don't just put your head down and start dribbling, because you won't have any idea where the Mandan Braves are coming from.
As Lindsley comes away with the steal, McAllister with the 3 gets her own rebound, and she draws the foul. Hey, they got these fundamentals down. They box out, they follow their shot.
Follow their shot by like every mom in every AAU basketball or travel basketball. Follow your shot. It's always my favorite coaching from the crowd moments.
Hey, you won't have to worry about that if you're a Mandan fan right so far.
No doubt, no doubt.
Got all the fundamentals crossed off on the checklist. As McAllister makes the first one and the second one just as good.
But as Coach Puritan's probably thinking right now, it's good to see those things in a game. Oh, another steal.
So away by Harris and a layup for Gustafson.
It's nice to see those things happen in a game that you're kind of expected to win. Your girls could come off and just lay off and kind of just go through the motions, but doesn't seem like that's even close to the case right now for Mandan. They're just out there playing basketball the way they know how.
As foul there on Gustafson from behind. Oh, unless they call that one on Dickinson here. As Coach Reggie Fields are looking for an explanation as well. Kind of confusion on both sides, but it looks like it will be Dickinson basketball. Players were migrating to the right side of the court, and I think Dickinson was saying, well, shouldn't we have the ball?
We need a hot mic on those refs so we know what they're thinking.
As Stevenson lobs it into Halverson. I don't know if a foul was called either.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it. I think it was just maybe an inverted whistle or something to that effect.
As loose ball, Bugby shuffles it off to McAllister. Nice find and a good finish.
Really good job by Bugby. Easy opportunity there to travel, even kick the ball while you're trying to pick it up, and she was able to get it under control and scoop it up the floor to Mimi McAllister.
Prowse with a change of tempo, drives coast to coast for 2.
Yeah, again, when they're able to break that press, they've had a few good looks around the hoop. They just got to make sure they keep taking care of the ball and staying in that attack mode.
Gustafson, extra pass to Lindsley, brushes off the iron, brought down by Zastapol. She's going to be doubled up by a pair of Braves and has to flip it out to Prowse. Over to Halverson, right at midcourt. She'll dribble her way across.
A really good job there breaking the press. The second pass there was no dribble. Just get it up to the middle and let the big bring it up against the other big without a trap.
And this is a team that's continued to prove out throughout the season. When these two teams played each other last time in Dickinson, at points that press was just too much to handle for Dickinson early on. And they're just handling it a lot better, a lot more composed.
Yeah, you can tell, obviously it's February and they're still being coached and they're still learning and getting better, because that's something that you can get better as the season goes on. Those are just skills that you can learn, and obviously they've learned from mistakes throughout the year.
Shot by Milne, hits off the back iron, rebounded by Fisher.
Let's give the Mavs a little credit there, too. They did a good job of boxing out and keeping Mandan off the boards there.
With Mandan having the height advantage of that, as well as McAllister in transition, leaves it short off the rim. They will say it was last touched by Mandan, and it's going right to left across your screen.
Yeah, Mandan's fighting right now. Obviously, Coach Reggie got to him a little bit in that last time out and talked about the rebounding effort, and they have to box out every possession. There's no possession they can take off with the size advantage that Mandan has, and they've done a pretty good job here the last 3 or 4 possessions.
I know Dickinson, one of those teams that's probably out-heighted most of their time inside the WDA.
No doubt about it, and able to play 2 of them at once and rotate them out and have one always in the game. It's just such an advantage. And both girls do a good job of kind of staying out of foul trouble, too. They've had some games where, obviously, they've added up on them, but they've done a good job of being just present and being available. The best ability is availability sometimes, and being able to have them both on the floor is a nice feature.
10:47 remaining in the first, 21-6 as they'll inbound it to Halverson, who draws the foul on Mimi McAllister. As she heads on over to the Serve Pro free throw line, 24/7 emergency service, trained technicians, advanced technology, fire, water, cleanup, and restoration. It's Serve Pro. As Halverson. First one for the junior center, swishes through. Picked up 6 points and 2 rebounds on Tuesday against Legacy and had 7 points and 5 rebounds against Mandan earlier this year in the Queen City. And she will start this one off with 2 points at the charity stripe. Quick passing right into the corner by Milne. Now stretches it out to McAllister. Rolls off the top of the rim and out of play. Last touch by a Maverick.
Yeah, nice job there of Radke just getting inside the defensive and being able to get a hand on that rebound and forcing the Mavs to knock it out of bounds to keep away from an offensive rebound putback.
Back to McAllister. She'll shuffle it on into the corner. Radke for 3. Count it for Tatum Radke.
Yeah, really unselfish basketball there. Mimi turned one down, then it was turned down again by, I think it was Hadley Harris, and able to get it all the way to the corner for Radke for a good 3. Good extra passing there.
As Dudke dribbles that one off of her knee and goes out of play. Again, it's just that relentless pressure.
Yes, yeah, and they force him to just dribble it and thinking that's your only option. The good defensive teams just kind of put you in that pickle where you feel like the only thing you can do is dribble, and when you get into that pickle, you end up playing 1-on-5 a lot of times and making mistakes.
As Halverson finds the Zaspel. Fisher going to fire one from downtown. That one in and out. Brought down and caught there is Talley. As she's in between 3 different Mavericks. And possession arrow favors Mandan.
Yeah, just a good job of sticking with that loose ball there and tying it up and at least getting the arrow switched and keeping Mandan out of transition. Because they would have had numbers if they'd have got down the floor for sure.
Dickinson boys patiently waiting as they're in the front row. Saw some already eating some popcorn earlier today.
Nice to be 17 and 18 again, where you can eat a hot dog and popcorn before a basketball game. I can't even eat a hot dog before I go to bed, let alone before a basketball game.
And they're probably one of the most up and down teams too. I don't know how they hold it in.
No doubt, I'd be grabbing my jersey for Coach Glaser to get me out of there if it was me.
I would be right there with you. With the pace they play with,
yeah,
I don't know.
No doubt.
I don't know if there's any pregame meal for me. As Rodakowski getting chased down from Bugby, but she'll outrun her and flip it out to Dudke. She'll fade back. She's going to settle in for a Stephen Curry range 3, and she buries it.
Yeah, range no issue for the junior there with another long-range 3, and that's probably one scouting report thing that Coach Parrington can adjust. Like, just don't give her that opportunity. You can go out there and pressure as far out as she wants to go.
I mean, that's that thing for Dickinson. If they can get that 3 ball going with Dudke and Prowse.
Yeah. And it's nice to have, they've gotten a ton of minutes this year, so you're going to have that. You're going to have those 2 working on their game all summer long and trying to develop, and they've gotten better even throughout this year. I mean, they've built some confidence throughout this all, and so, again, just building a program, and it's never easy to do it, but it's rewarding at the end if you can get some girls to buy in and just keeping those numbers high and getting a lot of experience for a lot of people.
Yeah, Emily Dudke has had 2 different games. She had 6 or more 6 3-pointers in this year, and then Abby Prowse had a 9 3-pointer game last season. As Gustafson at the line for Mandan after she was the one to poke the ball loose to start. She'll miss her first attempt.
One of those things that a lot of people just don't realize, and they do, but they don't when it comes to games like this, is just how many more possessions a team like Mandan ends up getting. One with the offensive rebounding, so every offensive rebound is like a brand new possession, so you're getting that many more shots up off when you're offensive rebounding. And then when you create a turnover, you're kind of subtracting one away from Dickinson while adding one to yourself. So when you're able to get 40, 50, 60 possessions a game and your opponent's only getting 35, 40, you're asking your team to really have a high shooting percentage to even stay in the fight. And so turnovers and offensive rebounding are like those two numbers, when you add them together, are just such an important factor when it comes to battles like this. So if you can contain those two things and just stay in the fight, it's really your only chance to beat the really good teams.
25-11 with 8:04 remaining as they'll flip it down to Reiner. Back to Bugby. Bugby, mid-range jumper. Try to get the offensive rebound as Gustafson. She'll outrun it with 7:54 remaining, and as it trails out of play.
And, I coached college for a bunch of years, and we used to have a stat about offensive rebounding percentage. We wanted to rebound 33% of all of our misses. And there's a stat in NCAA basketball that if you're a team that you're like, I want to say like 20-plus wins, almost 90% of the teams average 33% of their offensive rebound misses. So teams like Mandan that are built on those offensive rebounding numbers just give themselves such a chance to win a lot of games in a season.
Prowse to Dudke. That's slapped away by McAllister. Now she'll peel away from it. Toss it out to Harris. Transition bucket won't go. Put back for Bugby. Skips off the rim. She keeps with it.
There's a lid on that thing.
And here's Reiner that cleans it up for two.
Holy cow. They're either trying to get their averages up on rebounding tonight, or there's a lid on that rim, because both Bugby and Reiner are struggling to get that first one to fall.
Well, I think they've probably both in double digits in rebound.
They might be. They might be on pace for another double-double tonight in offensive rebounds alone.
As McAllister at the left wing. Apologizes, scorebug shut down. We'll get that adjusted during halftime as 27-11 Mandan with 7:02 remaining in the first. As Emily Dudke tagged on her first. Team 5th for Dickinson. Something to keep an eye on, as Mandan would be 2 fouls away from bonus as they flip it up to Bugby.
This first half has flown by, not a whole lot of whistles, and just two teams playing basketball.
As McAllister swishes that one through the nylon, she's got 12.
Yeah, she's such a smooth basketball player out there. She really has a nice feel for the game, an aggressive scorer, and she's a perfect complement to two bigs, because whenever she can get a closeout, she's able to attack it and make plays.
I mean, with this team, kind of that old hockey saying, the 200-foot player. I mean, they've got a.
I don't know any hockey sayings, by the way. I'm just joking.
But Mandan's got a whole roster of 200 feet players. They play offense, they play defense.
Yeah, they can pick you up from 96 feet away and really get into your, from the defensive rebound all the way to their offensive rebound. They can do a lot of good things with the ball, and Mimi's one of those players. She's really improved defensively too. She's, in her younger years, she was kind of that just want to score and want to go out there, and she's really turned into a really big leader for this team and on both ends of the floor. And a lot of their team's success this year has a lot to do with her game and the maturity level that she's playing at this year. And can't compliment her enough. She's turned into a top 5 player in this state for sure in the West, but if not the state.
As Prowse goes 2 for 2, she's got 4 points tonight as Mandan leads 30-13, 6:32 remaining in the first half. They'll flip it out to Radke. Couple dribbles now, finding Milne. Working it over. Lindsley down low. Reiner.
Oh, no.
Extension passes. Reiner quickly back up to her feet after awkwardly kind of falling down as Radke gets the bucket. 32-13.
I've had like an injury in every game I've done for the last 2 weeks, so whenever I see someone go down with down to her knees like that, it's always a little scary, but glad to see Reiner pop right back up.
Rodakowski spins around to the baseline as she's stopped in her tracks. Good defense there by Talley, and Nelson's just going to have to force a pass over to Prowse with 8 seconds on the shot clock. She works to her left, and she'll draw the foul on Ratke.
That's what a good ball handling will do there. She did a good job of crossing over and getting the defender on her hip. And even though the defender kind of showed her hands, her body was in no legal guardian position and bumped the shooter. So good play there for Prowse getting to the rim.
As Prouse's first one off the back of the rim. 32-13, 5:48 remaining here in half number one. 5:48 to the game time before we head on over to the Charbonneau Car Center intermission show as that one in and out. She'll go for two this trip. She's 2 for 4 there today. As Ratke trying to respond right away with a three-pointer. As Reiner goes down to the floor again, and she'll get the board and flip it out. Ratke draws the foul.
Yeah, good job there. Just good hustle from Reiner again. Obviously, the layup line hasn't been as easy for her, but she's shown a lot of good hustle, chasing down rebounds, chasing down loose balls that time, able to secure it and get it to a teammate.
As Lindsley powers that pass across, an extra extension to Talley for three, up and over the rim and brought down by Rodakowski.
Yeah, good rebound, backside rebound there from Rodakowski, just securing that board, chinning it, finding a guard, and getting it down the floor before the press could set up.
Prowse hands it off to Nelson. He's going to pass and a screen there by Prowse. Nelson wide open, can't get it to roll in. With 5 minutes remaining in the first half as Ratke hits the gas pedal, flips it out, thought about the three as Talley, and said she'll get back to the top of the key. Milne, overhead pass over to Lindsley. Chests it over. Here's a three-point try for Milne. Hard off the backboard. Dickinson want to play some transition game. Nelson to Fisher. Hits the brakes off the window and in.
Yeah, good basketball there for Fisher. Making a tough catch over her shoulder. Stopping her momentum. Letting the defense fly by her. And then finishing on the first try. Just really simple basketball, but great execution on it.
32-15, make it 34-15 after the latest Reiner bucket as Reiner's got 7. She's got 7, probably 3 more points away from a double-double.
Yeah, probably.
As Nelson finding Rodakowski at the elbow. She'll drive into the paint, kick it back out to Nelson with 4 minutes to go. 10 on the shot clock. Fisher to Stevenson, drives left-handed, left hand hard off the glass, but she draws a foul on Lindsley.
Yeah, nice job there, just getting downhill, getting to the hoop. That time Stevenson able just to make a move. Is that a relative of the boy player, Stevenson?
Yep.
Is it a sister?
Yep.
Very similar, left-handed take there as her older brother.
And that one off the front rim. And just a freshman, and it's been fun watching her develop throughout the season.
You know, honestly, the Dickinson team is doing a good job. They're fundamentally doing what they're supposed to be doing. Obviously, they outmatched a little bit in size and just seniors, right? They don't have any, and so they where their downfalls are, but they're able to still keep competing. And hats off to Coach Reggie and keeping these girls' focus and getting them to this point. It's easy to quit, hard to stay in the fight, and compliments to this group. They look better than they did earlier in the year.
As McAllister misses on the three, brought down by Stevenson. She'll hit the break, makes Gustafson drive by her there. Glad to see Gustafson quickly back up on her feet.
Again, I think I'm jinxed, so I'm just going to try to stay away from those injuries tonight if I can.
As McAllister's three left short, Rodakowski not going to win the board there as Gustafson grabs the board and draws the foul.
Yeah, just a little bit of, they call that cylinder rule. You can't really straddle the person's pivot foot and knock them off their pivot at all. So good defense, just a little too tight, and we're going to see some free throws here out of Gustafson.
As Mandan in bonus, 34-16. Mandan leads with 3:26 to go. That's Rodakowski's first 7th team foul, and that means Mandan's in bonus. You got to make the first one to shoot a second. And Gustafson does just that. Gustafson averaging around 44% at the charity stripe in limited attempts this year. As the sophomore guard puts her right toe right on the line. That one in and out. Battle for the rebound. Give it to Mandan as pump fake and drive for Harris. and she will get that one to swish in.
Yeah, Hadley Harris is so good fundamentally. She's just able to get a shot fake there, pivot to the baseline, sweep it, get her shoulders square and score.
Miscommunication on transition offenses on both sides, and that will keep it with 3:05 remaining. Switch the ball over to Dickinson as they trail 37-16. Stevenson has that one poked into the corner by Gustafson, who's hounding her there. Now she'll play it across. Fisher dribbles right in to the pressure, and a smart timeout there by Coach Fields, and we'll take a timeout with them as Mandan leads 37-16 against Dickinson with 2:54 before the half.
Spas Etc. is excited to introduce the addition of the Master Spas line, including the Michael Phelps Swim Spas. Enjoy the relaxing health benefits and enjoy 0% financing up to 72 months or up to $5,000 off on all spas and swim spas. You'll also find $2,000 off the MSRP on all pools and saunas. Come check out the outstanding lineup of Master Spas at Spas Etc.
Welcome back in as Mandan leads Dickinson 37-16 with 2:54 before halftime. Big thanks out to BSN there, Joe, as BSN creates exclusive personalized solutions for North Dakota high school collegiate programs, custom equipment, uniforms, coaches, apparel, fanwear, branding, more. They do it all. Contact your local BSN sales pro today.
Yeah, well, I just got an email today. All of our gear is on its way, so we'll be all geared up for tournament time here soon. So I'll be like Nick will be like Santa Claus handing that stuff out. He'll be the most liked person in PSP. Not that he isn't always, but some days he's grouchy.
Hey, I'm looking forward to the new BSN swag there, Joe.
If you don't like it, blame Bryce. He's the one that picked it all out.
Blame OBG, huh? As driving to the left is Fisher, but they will run out of time on the shot clock.
Yeah, good defensive possession all together there from Mandan. Did a good job of pressing and almost getting a 10-second count, forcing a timeout, and then coming out knowing that they had basically a half of a shot clock left and just coming out and playing aggressively and getting that shot clock violation. Those are always fun for a coaching staff and a team to get those shot clock violations.
McAllister blazes by her defender, and that one perfect for McAllister on the mid-range J.
Yeah, she's been pretty outstanding so far tonight, which is 14 points already and nearly perfect from the field.
Gustafson had the steal. She is the leading steal getter for the Mandan Braves this year. She might as well tack on another one. She had 3 steals. Look at this stat line against Williston here, Joe. 5 points, 11 rebounds, 3 assists, and 3 steals.
That's a box score filler for sure.
As taken away by McAllister, floater off the glass and in.
Yeah, Mimi's just kind of doing what she wants, and again showing off that defensive prowess as well, just reading the eyes of the ball handler and stepping in front of the middle pass.
As Dutke's got to get it up there before the 10-second violation, sends it right to Anna Claire Bugbee, shuffles it off to Harris. Harris, bounce pass, Reiner down low. Resets back to McAllister with 20 seconds on the shot clock, 41-16 with a $124 on the board. Working around the perimeter for the Braves offense. Now they'll work it from the left side to the right side of the court. McAllister catches, fires, that one not going to go. Bugbee offensive rebound, plays it off for Rodakowski with a $1:09 left.
Yeah, good hustle there from Bugbee with, obviously could easily just let that one go out, but she makes that hustle play, goes up in the air, slams it off the knee of the Maverick, and able to keep the ball with the new shot clock for her team.
McAllister, she's got that right wing 3 zoned in. It flips the nylon up for another 3 from Mimi.
No off night from Mimi. She's just out there playing basketball and making plays, and just about another steal there. And gets it. She's just done a really good job of reading that, playing in that press and reading where the ball is going to be. And offensively, she's been good except for that pass.
As Rodakowski steals it away, as Harris runs her down and pokes it back out, as will be an inbound coming up for Dickinson.
Never fails. Whenever you talk really good about somebody, they're bound to throw it to the other team or do something like that.
The old commentator's jinx. Mandan leads 44-16. Catch and shoot for Dutke. In and out. Rodakowski tips it over. to Zastapol, and she'll draw the foul.
Yeah, good job just staying with that play for Zastapol. She obviously is outmatched there with a little bit of height and able to get miss the first one, but get the second one and the foul.
38 seconds before we head on over to the Charbonneau Car Center intermission show. Low dribble there for Zastapol. Has that one right into the rim. Zastapol 1 for 3 at the line. And comes off the bench, averages a couple points per game. As Zastapol's second one. Off the back iron to the right side of the rim there. It looks like another foul.
Yeah, we're going to have a lane violation there on Harris. She kind of entered the lane line a little early there before the free throw shot was shot.
So we'll try this one again as Zastapol swishes it in. She'll go 1 for 2, making the second attempt. Just 2 for 4 at the line today. 30 seconds before the half. Mandan leads 44-17. Gustafson down to McAllister. Baseline rattles in.
Flipping good from McAllister there. And what is that? 7, 12, 16, 19, 21 in the first half for McAllister.
Big first half for Mimi. It's like she can't miss here today.
No, she's been pretty much. I think she missed 1-3 in this first half, early in the first half, but other than that, she's been able to find the bottom of the bucket pretty easily.
As Harris try to get it to McAllister, swipes through her hands, and she's doing it at different spots. She's got the mid-range J, she's got the right wing 3, and then lately that baseline jumper on the far side.
Yeah, she's got such a soft little floater where she's just got good spin on it, little flick, gets the spin right, and is able to get that thing to land softly on the rim.
Well, that's going to do it for the first half of play. Mandan leads Dickinson 46-17. When we come back, we'll talk about the first half when we return on the Charbonneau Car Center post-game show or intermission show.
We started with small beginnings, and just like the visionary entrepreneurs we serve, we turned an idea into reality. BNC National Bank, where possibilities begin right here at home.
This presentation on the PSP Network is proudly brought to you by Make sure to like and follow PSP Network on all social media platforms. PSP Network, it's game day.
Sometimes life gets messy and accidents happen. So when life gets messy, ServPro's ready. Call ServPro of Minot, Bismarck, or Williston today.
The foundation of the financial planning approach at Legacy Financial Partners is a personal relationship. Our unique and collaborative approach to financial planning starts with your dreams, not just the numbers. We will work with you regularly to take action to update your plan as your needs evolve, recommending products and services that are right for your situation.
Breathe in.
I can't believe I wrecked my car.
There's some things in life we can't control, but what's important is how we respond. At Jerome's Collision Center, they provide the highest quality of service, assuring the job gets done stress-free and making it feel like a breath of fresh air. And to give you peace of mind, they handle the insurance.
Are you even a therapist?
Don't worry about it. Jerome's, they're the experts. Jerome's.
Dear valued customer, I'm Jared Lundeen, owner of Trusted Tire and Auto. Around here, winters can be long and roads can be rough. That's why you deserve a reliable partner. We carry premium tires installed by our certified team of experts, and our total car care covers it all, from brakes, transmissions, diagnostics, and more. And trust, we know it's built through real local connections, even small things like a handwritten thank you. Choose us for trusted service that goes the extra mile. Sincerely, Jared.
Dakota Community Bank and Trust, your trusted partner for commercial and business loans. We not only provide lending you need to grow your business, but we also reinvest in our communities. We believe in strengthening our businesses and creating opportunities for success. Choose Dakota Community Bank and Trust for your commercial and business loans, and together let's keep our communities thriving.
Serving the community, looking out for you. At Dakota Community Bank and Trust, that's what we do.
When disasters strike, we don't just clean up the damage, we rebuild what was lost. With over 75 years of experience, we turn disaster zones back into homes, businesses, and peace of mind. From cleanup to repair and full restoration, our trained professionals are with you every step, so you're never facing it alone. Because when you hire trained professionals, you get trusted results. Call ServPro in Minot, Bismarck, or Williston today.
It's time for this week's PSP Network Player Performance of the Week. Powered by the Aggie Foundation, Ryan Family Dealerships, and Minot State University. Congratulations to this week's nominees on Big Time Games. The votes are in, and this week's Player Performance of the Week belongs to... Make sure to like and follow the PSP Network on all social media platforms. And watch for next week's Player Performance of the Week. Powered by the Aggie Foundation, Ryan Family Dealerships, and Minot State University. PSP Network, it's game day.
The Aggie Foundation is a 501c3. Our mission is to really help out the communities that allow us in for charitable gaming.
We are so thankful for Aggie Foundation for giving us the $2,500.
I can't thank the Aggie Foundation enough for what they've done.
Aggie Foundation has been just a great partner for our community.
Some of these programs wouldn't be able to continue on without funding from programs like this.
We're always looking for new partners, new communities to be in. So if we can make an impact in that community, we will.
Welcome into the Charbonneau Car Center halftime show. I'm Brock Whiter, joined alongside me, Joe Cattell, as Charbonneau Car Center. They, though, drivers in Dickinson, New England, Richardson, Battlefield, Wilson, North Dakota, Glenn, Montana. Work hard, play hard, need a car that keep up. That's why they choose to offer Buick, GMC, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram lineup at their dealership in Dickinson. If you're interested in learning more, stop into their showrooms and treat yourself to a test drive. You can visit online at PSPNetwork.com. Well, at the end of the first half, Mandan flexes their muscles with up 46-17 over Dickinson. And Joe, what have you liked from Mandan in the first?
You know, I just thought they did a good job of coming out and being themselves, playing hard, getting off to a good start, finding inside out. Mimi McAllister, obviously, offensive explosion in the first half was always helpful, but they look like the Mandan team no matter who they play, right? They guarded well, they rebounded well. Offensively, they shared the ball, found the extra pass, got the ball inside. So just really happy to see them come out and, you know, not sleepwalk through that first half, come out and play the way they know how and keep their rhythm and keep their momentum.
And then over for Dickinson, a group that, again, doesn't have any quit in them. They continue to try to get better week in, week out. What have you liked from them here and the adjustments they've made through the start of this one, through that last couple minutes?
Yeah, I mean, they called that timeout, and they're down 13-0, and you know, since then it was still a 33-17 half since that point, but much better that after that timeout, right? 33-17 is a respectable score against a team that's, you know, top 2 in the WDA and top 5 in the state. So, I mean, they did a good job of just kind of settling down, getting aggressive to the rim after they broke the press. Were able to get a couple of threes out of Dutke and just did a good job of getting themselves in a little bit of rhythm. Obviously, and they honestly, they didn't give up as many offensive rebounds as they did in the first 5 to 6 possessions. So they did a good job of just getting fundamentally sound, getting back to their basics, and just getting into the fight a little bit, you know, being able to get 17 off there. You know, after those first 6 minutes, we didn't know if they were going to get 17. So I think they just did a good job of settling down, you know, planting their feet in a little bit and getting back to who they are and just getting better on every possession.
And for them going forward, it's going to be all about, again, those fundamentals, ball security, boxing out here in the second half against a very aggressive team, both on the boards and trying to pick the pockets in the Braves.
Yeah, you still want to spot easy possessions, right? Turnovers in the open court that lead to layups, those are killers. Giving up offensive rebounds right below the hoop where they can easily put it back or go to the free throw line. You don't want to do all that hard work of running good offense and scoring and then just giving it up easily on the other end. Just stay in the fight, be competitive, be aggressive, do a good job of moving the ball offensively without turning it over. And then on defense, just do your best to hold them to one and done and not give away any freebies on the offensive rebounding.
Well, Joe, let's take a look at the score totalers, and let's start it off with the DHS Mavericks. You want to let us in on all the totaling there for points?
Yeah, for sure. You know, they were led and scored in that first half by 6 points from Ellie Dukey. She had both their three-pointers made in the first half. Abby Prowse had 4, and then 2 apiece for Halverson. Kostopel, Fisher also had 2. I'm sorry. Did Fisher have 2?
Fisher had 2, yep.
Yep, Fisher. And then 1 point for Allie Stevenson. Total of 17 points. 6 players scored. Dukey hit their 2 3-pointers, and they were 6 for 10 for the free throw line. For Mandan, Mimi McAllister had 21 points. They got 7 from Radke and Harris and Reiner, all with 7. Bugby with 2, and Gustafson with 2. They had 6 players score as well. Knocked down 5 3-pointers and were 5 for 8 for the free throw line. So obviously a big first half for Mimi McAllister. They were 21, but a lot of nice pieces got into the scoring column as well for Mandan.
And I know you already talked about it before, Joe, but just a team that has just a lot of depth.
Yeah.
Scoring depth, defensive depth, anything you can imagine. This Mandan team, very deep.
Yeah, you just look down at their bench right now, and I think they got 6 girls with their jerseys off already, so they've been able to, you know, play 11 girls or plan on playing 11 girls here in the next few minutes. So just a team that can really go deep into their bench.
Here's a 3-point try off the side of the rim for Harris, brought down. Here comes McAllister. That right wing 3 was helping her out there in the first half. That one off the side of the rim. Gustafson gets the board. She's on the ground trying to get it out to Reiner, but it's taken away by Dickinson.
Reiner had a good opportunity there at the first offensive rebound, but just dribbled it kind of unnecessarily and the guard was able to knock it out for the Mavs.
Stevenson spins around, sees Prowse. That one swishes through for Abby Prowse. And when she has enough time to get open off ball and just to be able to catch and shoot, that's the name of the game for her. And she can make it look easy from downtown. She's got 7 tonight.
Yeah, nice little jump shot there, inside out look. And like you said, nice rhythm, nice form, and knocked it down.
Kicks it out to Harris. She'll drive in. Corner 3 for Gustafson. Gets off the rim into the hand of Stevenson, and she'll be double teamed out. Now just had a force one over to Nelson. Bobbled it initially. Now she'll hit the gas pedal. Splits between the needle. pair of Braves. Prowse looks down to Nelson. Instead, will kick up to the top of the key. Stevenson finding Nelson, now to Prowse on the baseline. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Swings it out to Dutke. She'll drive high off the glass into the hands of Reiner.
Yeah, good take there. Good patient possession there. Tried to run a little set to see if they could sneak someone out the back door, but Mandan was there to stop it.
McAllister tried her hand on another three into the hands of Prowse. Back on the gas pedal for the junior, and she'll be caught up from behind and swatted out of play by Milne. As Anna Claire Bugby checks in for the first time in the second half for Mandan. Nelson handing it off to Dutke. Swatted away by McAllister again. Now they'll push it up to her. McAllister with a little zigzag, switches to her right arm, and she draws the foul.
Yeah, Mimi just did a good job of keeping her defender off balance there. Had a teammate running with her, and just did a good job of looking her way, getting the defense off balance, and then taking it right to the rack.
McAllister one dribble, sends it on its way, swishes in. She's got 22 points tonight for Mimi McAllister, averaging 16 points per game this season. Coming off a 14-point performance against Williston last time out. That one pops out in the hands of Rodakowski as she'll be tied up by Bugby. Possession arrow favors the visitors. Mandan showing some press as Nelson to Prowse. McAllister almost jumps the route. Prowse holds on to it, finding out to Stevenson. Brushes off a Harris swipe. Now she'll take it to the rack and end one for Allie Stevenson.
Yeah, she's the one that's impressed me, obviously standing out a little bit, only with 1 point there in the first half, but she's done a good job of breaking the press. She's strong enough to get herself to the rim. That time, what a great take, and being able to finish with her right hand for the and one.
As Stevenson, just a freshman, gets the 3-point play. She's got 4 points tonight. 47-23, just under 16 minutes to go. McAllister to Harris, extra pass. Harris makes it as another three for the Mandan Braves.
Yeah, super impressed with Mandan's unselfishness, especially on the perimeter. They turned down good shots for great shots, and that time was just another example. Mimi could have pulled that one, looked inside, found her teammate in the corner, knocked it down.
As Dickinson trying to go back with a three-pointer of their own, skips off the rim on the Dutke attempt. They'll shove it on along to Gustafson. Reiner. Chest pass to Harris. Left it short. Reiner with a rebound. Reiner frees up there as Rodakowski was attached at the hip. They'll find it to Gustafson. Good passing, and it works in for a foul.
Yeah, it's amazing how much easier of a second shot you get after an offensive rebound. Just good job from Reiner and Bugby on the glass there, kicking it back out and able to find a cut in Gustafson for a layup.
As Gustafson makes the first one roll. She's 3 for 5 there today.
Some new names in here for you to figure out fast. That's why I'm not the play-by-play guy.
Looks like Lindsley Talley checking in, as well as Lizzie Milne checking into the contest. That one dribbles off the rim and in. She'll go 2 for 2. And now Tatum Ratke will check in for Sierra Gustafson. 52-23, 15 minutes to go. As Stevenson works off a Halverson screen, trying to get it to Dutke. She'll be patient, hands it off to her. Dutke switches to her right hand. Just going to be short of the net. Brought down by Halverson, quickly going up with it, and it brushes off the front iron. Send her out to Ratke. Takes the pass now, will work it over to Talley. Tries to cross over Dutke, but not going to bite. Is the junior Maverick. A quick ball movement, setting down Talley down low. Dribbles off the iron into the hands of Rodakowski. Stevenson looking to push tempo. Little hesitation, drives in, draws the foul.
Yeah, good job there. Just offense, defense to offense. Really good job of containing the dribbler, guarding the post, boxing out and finishing. And Stevenson right now has a chance to make a free throw for the Mavs to win the first 4 minutes of the second half. Right now both teams have scored 6 points in the second half. Those are the little wins that we're talking about that you can just keep building confidence on. They haven't turned the ball over. They've been able to get stops, been able to figure out a way to score a little bit, and so just winning those little victories.
As Stevenson misses the first one, as she is 2 for 4 there tonight. As second one swishes through. 52-24, 14-11 left to go. Milne's pass taken away. Jenna Nelson coast to coast off the window and in for Jenna Nelson's first bucket, forcing Mandan to take a timeout as they lead 52-26, just under 14 minutes to go in this one.
Since 2003, the architects and engineers at Acriman Esold have been enhancing everyday life. From response times to commute times, we've helped create critical infrastructure, enhancing highway safety, flood protection, and public education. And we're no stranger to enhancing fun, family outings, and even game time. Acriman Esold, working to enhance your everyday life.
Got some score updates around the WDA as Minot over Minot North at the half, 56-27, and Bismarck leads with 15 minutes to go over Jamestown, 45-34. And across town to the capital city, Century Legacy. Well, it's Century that leads 32-16 at the half. As Stevenson comes away with a steal, but getting it right back for Mandan is Milne.
Yeah, right now Dickinson winning these first 5 minutes and getting Mandan to call a timeout to regroup. This really came out good in this. What came out well in the second half and playing good basketball.
Ball movement works out to Milne. Tally down low. Quick pass. Here's Lindsley for three. Off the front of the rim. Good boxing out there from Halverson at the top of the mountain. She'll flip it out to Stevenson again. That little change of momentum. Little stop and go. Stop at the low block. Fisher slowly works to the top of the key. 13-10 to go. 14 on the shot clock. Getting the hand in there with a steal is Milne. She'll hit the Jets. Left-hand layup, rolls off the rim. Radke brings down the offensive board.
Yeah, good job from defense on Milne there. Just kind of in the gap of the driver and able to get a hand on that ball and get the steal away. Just unfortunately not able to slow herself down enough to make the layup.
As Radke draws the foul, and another entire line change coming up for Mandan. Starting to run the hockey lines. 5 in, 5 out.
Yeah, trying to get a little momentum back here. I know Coach would like to see this, get to where he could get some of his bench girls in there and keep everybody healthy, but he's got some work to do here to get some momentum back in order to get to that comfortable point.
As McAllister to Reiner in the corner, back to McAllister at the right wing. She's leading them in scoring here tonight as Bugby spins around off the rim. She'll get her own rebound, this time off the glass and in for Anna Claire Bugby. She's got 4 tonight.
Nice job there. Those guards are doing a good job of kind of getting their hand on that ball and causing some confusion. That time Bugby able just to keep the ball high and finish it high on the second attempt.
As Mimi McAllister seals the route, and she will put it in as Mimi McAllister's got 24.
Yeah, if you want to start a run, Mimi McAllister is the girl to do it. She's just that explosive scorer, and like I said, she's just gotten so good in that free safety role on the defensive end, just reading the defender's or offense player's eyes and getting steals.
As Halverson hands the ball off to Stevenson. Stevenson drives to her left, switches it back to her right, flips it out to Halverson. Ball fake and drive. Ball on the ground. Halverson trying to find it. Gustafson going to force the jump ball.
Yeah, good hustle there from Gustafson, getting a tip on it, getting to be the first on the floor, tying up the ball, getting the ball back for her team.
Just kind of a note, looks like, well, now Stevenson checks out, but she's kind of worked into the more primary ball handler role here in the second half.
Yeah, just using her strength. She's able to match up with the Mandan girls strength for strength, and she's got good long wingspan and athletic build, so she's able to kind of withstand some of the physicality of Mandan, and the coach is trusting her a little bit more with the ball in her hand.
Backdoor cut from McAllister as the lefty puts up in the air, and it falls in for 2.
Yeah, really nice spread set there. They spread everybody out. Bugby goes and sets a back screen on the opposite side, bringing the post player with her and getting Mimi McAllister a wide open layup with no defensive presence.
Rodakowski's pass knocked out of bounds by Gustafson. And they'll set the play up with Fisher. Coach Fields calls for the play. Fisher fakes to the left, now to the right. Pivoting it around. Driving and cut off as well as Prowse in the corner. 5 seconds on the shot clock. She finds Rodakowski. Got to put something up. Kind of a circus shot. Just put something up there. Left well short.
Yeah, that starting group, they started the half, didn't start great, subbed out, and now they're back in, and they're kind of on their own little 8-0 run right now. I think it might even be a 9-0 run. Just kind of getting their momentum back, getting their energy back, especially on the defensive end. Good basketball and momentum starts on the defensive end, and they're able to create some havoc, just like this steal right here from Radke.
As Gustafson goes away with the steal and finds Harris in transition.
Yeah, those guards, man. Harris and Gustafson are just absolute pests on the press, and then you got McAllister playing that free safety role, picking off every arid pass.
As Holmes coming away with another steal, and now Halverson baseline jumper left it short. Gets her own rebound. Filling in the lane is Prowse, and she cashes it in for 2.
Yeah, there isn't a team in the state that couldn't use 2 guards like Gustafson and Hadley Harris. They both are just so good defensively, and they do it all without fouling. And anytime there's a loose ball, they're on the floor. And ran the same set that time for Hadley Harris, and Dickinson did a much better job there of guarding it that time.
Yeah, last time these two teams played each other in Dickinson, Harris had 3 steals and Gustafson had 6. I think they might be over that tonight.
Yeah, Gustafson, she's just so good at getting her hand on the basketball and then diving on the floor for it or keeping the ball in play. And it's just that never give up mentality that she has. And Hadley Harris, daughter of a coach. Her dad's the head coach at BSC and the athletic director there too. She's got one of the better IQs on the basketball floor of any team, and her and her sisters have all kind of been the same in that realm. One of her sisters now at BSC playing for her dad, and it feels like rinse repeat. Hardworking, knows basketball, willing to do anything to win basketball game players is the Harris family.
Well, something that Coach Pernson probably loves, but maybe the other coach in the WDA don't. That
there's always a Harris.
Gustafson and Harris are both sophomores.
Yeah, no doubt. And
then Reiner's a freshman who's shooting free throws. She's had a fantastic game.
And Bugby's a puppy too. She's a sophomore. So it's this team. I talking to Coach Pernson before the game. This team wasn't really had the highest expectations with Mimi being kind of the one senior that everybody knew about. But everybody's kind of stepped into roles early and taking advantage of their opportunities, and you just got to credit those girls for saying we don't care where we're preseason ranked. We're gonna go out there and prove ourselves, and obviously there's a lot of talent there too with those 4 girls, and all being younger and being able to get it done.
With kind of the makeup for me, it's very similar to kind of the Minot boys situation where they kind of had a lot of players, new players step into roles, and now you got players that maybe you didn't even know who they were last year, averaging 15 to 17 points. Kind of similar here with Mandan.
Yeah, it's a little different on the girls' side, I would say, just because of physicality. Boys, 18-year-olds are just a little stronger than a 16-year-old boy, and so that's where you see Minot kind of having some of their issues right now on the boys' side is just that maturity, that physical bodies. Oakley's still growing into his body. Drew is still growing into his body. Jordan, and they're going against 18-year-old dudes. Guys that have been through the wars. On the girls' side, I mean, we saw Lily and Fricky win a state championship as 8th graders, right? So you feel like the strength level can happen a lot sooner for girls for whatever reason, and so sophomores have a way more advantage to take that lead role on the girls' side than probably in the guys' side.
As Dudke a little up and under, that one hard off the glass. Again, apologize, a score bot shutting off again. I think it's happened in the same moment in the first half too, about 7 minutes into the half.
Got ghosts?
Might have it, I don't know. As Bugby scored the last 2, and she's really heating up after Dickinson held her in check to only 2 points in the first half. She's now got 7 here in the first couple of minutes.
Yeah, just a good job of getting the ball inside, dictating pace, dictating where the ball needs to go on the offensive end. And she's finishing on her first attempt, too, which helps out a ton. Amy McAllister with another steal.
And she'll push it up to Reiner. Hits the brakes, quickly back. Zaspel gets the initial kind of block, but Reiner gets it back and puts it in. And one for Reiner.
Yeah, nice take for her, getting it, running the floor well there with Mimi and getting down the floor and being able to make a play. And obviously stretching the lead out here a little bit, 48-28 now. We should have that 9-minute running clock rule here for the rest of the game.
As Allie Reiner, that bucket going to give her a double-double tonight as Mandan leads 68-28, 8:30 left in this one. We'll take a break there with the DHS squad.
Since 2003, the architects and engineers at Acriman Esold have been enhancing everyday life. From response times to commute times, we've helped create critical infrastructure, enhancing highway safety, flood protection, and public education. And we're no stranger to enhancing fun, family outings, and even game time. Acriman Esold, working to enhance your everyday life.
The Jersey Mike's catering box is the easiest way to feed your friends. The hard part is picking your sub. That's why we're having a draft. With the first pick, Sarah from Carolina selects number 13, the original Italian.
I trusted my gut, and that's exactly where the sub's going to go. So
Hold on, we've got a trade. Jake traded his second pick with me, because I'm starved. Freshly sliced subs to go, wherever you and your friends go. Jersey Mike's, a sub above.
Welcome back after the timeout break, and magically the scoreboard is back there,
We're
Joe.
back. The ghosts are back.
Hey, at least it's acting. The ghost acting friendly.
Yeah,
now.
I went down there and fixed it, just so you know. You didn't see me get down there that fast, but just I'll take the credit for it.
You'll take the credit.
Yeah.
As Zastable works to the baseline, 8:15 remaining. Rodakowski flips it out to Dupke, pivoting at the top of the key. Nelson firing a three off the back iron. Zaspel tries to hustle towards it. And it is last touch there by Milne.
Little debate from the referees there, but they seem to got it figured out now.
As Radke steals it away, just kind of threw that one up. Bugby almost chased it down. I like the hustle on both sides of this ball game. I mean, the score is what it is, but again, those non-negotiables, hustle all the time. That's what we've seen for both sides today.
Yeah, it's definitely something Coach Purinton and Coach Reggie can be excited about, is just their teams fighting in this thing. And, Coach Purinton still got his starters out there. They've been, they know what can happen if they lose a little bit of focus.
As Abby Prouse swishes in a three. That's her second three-pointer on the night. She's got 12 in this one.
Yeah, 8 points here in the second half for her, and she's done a good job of getting a little bit of space and making some plays.
Flipping out to Talley, firing a three. Skips off the rim twice into the hands of Bugby. And nice post work there for Anna Claire Bugby.
Just love it when a post player that has the size advantage takes their time, gets that seal, uses their body to hold off the defender, and makes the first one.
As she's now in a double digits, 11 points. Dutke says, hey, Dickinson making some three-pointers now.
Yeah, Dutke there, just getting a little bit of space, taking that ball screen, defender going under, a little bit of a late show, and able to knock it down.
As back to Bugby, pivoting it around, and the post work again. Anna Claire Bugby has ramped it up right now here in the second half.
11 for her in the second half, 13 for the game, I think.
Yep.
So she's really, these last 5-6 minutes, taking advantage.
As Anna Claire Bugby going to the free throw line. A couple substitutions coming in for the Braves. As Bugby swishes it in, she's got a dozen. She'll check out for Ariana Lindsley. (74-34), 6:10 to go. As Nelson hang it off to Dutke. Gets an extra screen. Now we'll get one more from Rodakowski, but Mimi McAllister attached like glue. Here's a reverse layup try for Abby Prowse, and she'll draw the foul.
Yeah, nice job, Abby, just moving without the basketball there. Back cutting from the corner. Mandan was aggressive on those ball screens, and she just did a good job of not standing still.
Dickinson's got 5 threes as a team. Abby Prowse has got 3 3-pointers. Emily Dudke's got 3 3-pointers, and Abby Prowse has got 2. Those sharpshooters for this Dickinson team. As Prowse going to go 0 for 2 at the line. With 5:46 on the board, 74-34. Mandan. Into the corner, Mimi McAllister skips off the rim. Lindsley trying to run it down. That'll be last touched by Stevenson. As they'll look to inbound it here with Harris, excuse me. Harris plays it into McAllister, down low to Reiner. Rodakowski trying to jar that one loose. Gustafson shoves it off to McAllister. Harris looks to her right, works to her left, was cut off there by Prowse. Bounce pass out of the mark. Big thanks out to Northern Plains Heating Air. No other choice this year heating and air game than Northern Plains Heating Air. Call Dylan today at 222-2155. As Nelson brings it down with less than 5 minutes to go. Flips it to Stevenson. Settles in at the paint. Rodakowski to Nelson. Jab step. Trying to get open, but right now just working around the perimeter. As Emily Dudke drives hard, well defended by Harris. Harris walking up the court. She'll flip it on into the corner. Finding Wrestler. Now they'll work it right to left. Good ball movement here for Mandan. Finding to Anna Claire Bugby. Skips off the rim. Hauled down both hands by Nelson. She pushes tempo. Dudke hits the brakes. Blocked away by McAllister. Football throw down.
What a pass.
To the court and a layup by Harris.
That is a great pass there from McAllister to the other side. Football coach from Mandan in the crowd can tip his hat to that one because that was the Hail Mary touchdown there.
Hey, what a camera shot there by a camera operator to get that one down the court.
I don't know if I'm the JV squad, but our cameraman, he's the A squad. He's always the star of the show.
As Prowse hits the 3.
He's got ESPN award type shots this year.
I know I couldn't be able to track that ball, especially as good as he can there for Waldo.
I'd just be watching the game and the camera would be
get distracted.
Camera would be on the wrong end the whole time.
As Nelson finding it to Prowse. Here's a floater off the glass and down. Last touched by Mandan. Well, Joe, do you think Coach Reggie Fields is the tallest coach?
He's got the longest wingspan, I know that.
Inside the WDA?
I saw him in a defensive stance a couple times, and he eats up that sideline pretty good. So, no, he's did a good job tonight in his first game as the interim head coach and got his girls ready to play and showed a lot of energy over there. And they showed up tonight for him, for sure.
As solid basketball player in his own right, played at Dickinson State. Be the way of California and settled in the Dickinson area. Head coach for Belfield for 2 years after they broke the co-op with the South Hart, part of the Hart River. Joined the staff this year and is now the interim head coach. As reverse layup for Stevenson, Rodakowski hard off the rim.
Yeah, definitely an emotional week for those girls, you know, getting a coaching change this far into the season. And just a tip of the hat to all of them for showing up and playing their hearts out and getting it done. And never an easy situation, but they did a good job of controlling themselves.
And that even goes down to the JV as well as you kind of shift over the coaching staff where
everybody rotates down a seat.
Yeah, Coach Fields, JV goes to head coach, and then Maddie Franzen steps in at JV.
Yep. Yeah, like you think you have a whole year to prepare to coach your first varsity basketball game and at the AA level, and you really only have a few days. And so he's done a good job tonight. The girls came ready to play for him, and you should be proud of him.
As here comes the three-pointer off the rim. Good boxing out, and they'll flip it back over. Plays it down low. Ratke, pump fake. Well defended by Rudolph, and she'll force a travel on Mandan with $1:15 to go as the Braves lead 76-37. As Mandan going to bring in some more reserves, some underclassmen going to get some reps here in the final 60 seconds. Reese Ryder also checks in as Dickinson going to follow suit. As Ryder drives hard, hands it off to Polans, off the rim. Polans trying to get her own rebound, and it's going to be a jump ball with her and Jade Schick. As Mandan going to go 15-3 on the season. Dickinson going to drop to 3-15. And for the moment, Mandan will be in that position of sole second place, but it looked like Century was leading Legacy last time we checked, and they'll be right back to that tie.
Yeah, and I think Century has the tiebreaker by a couple points, if I'm not mistaken. I think they won by 8 or 9, and Mandan won here by 5 or 6. So I think it's whatever. Not that it matters too much, but I think that seeding right now, if it stays the way it is, will be Century in that spot.
As Ryder fires the three at the buzzer, that one off the mark, and that one is going to go final. As final score here in this one, Mandan 76, Dickinson 37. We head on over to the Charbonneau Car Center post-game show when we return.
We started with small beginnings, and just like the visionary entrepreneurs we serve, we turned an idea into reality. BNC National Bank, where possibilities begin right here at home.
This presentation on the PSP Network is proudly brought to you by
back in. Final score, Mandan 76, Dickinson 37 on the Charbonneau Car Center post-game show. And Joe Cattell with head coach Tanner Burnson.
Coach, first off, thanks for coming all the way up these long steps here, not making me walk down. Mr. Claremont stole the wireless mic for the night, so I had to do this for you. But just talk a little bit, two weeks away from the WDA tournament. Yeah, it's a little bit of a David Goliath matchup here, but thought your girls really showed up and played the way you guys play all year long.
Yeah, that's just it. And our message was, girls, time's starting to run out. We want to be playing our best basketball in March, and it's almost March. And so we don't have that many opportunities left to make the most of every opportunity. And so tonight was an opportunity where we could come out and try to execute some of the things we've been working on in practice, and I thought we did a good job of that tonight.
Yeah, I just am so amazed by Gustafson and Harris, that what they do to the ball pressure at the front of the court, and then Mimi kind of playing that free safety role. Could you talk a little bit about developing this press and kind of getting to where you're at right now with it?
Yeah, I mean, it's been a process, and I think that we've taken certain parts of our press, each week, each month throughout the season, and we've tried to evolve it and work on it. And I think right now, our guards are playing some of the best defense that we can ask them to play. They're doing a really nice job for us. And the middle of our press, they're doing a lot of great things for us too, and including, Anna Claire in the back. And so I've been very happy with what we've been doing defensively. And tonight we had less turnovers, and so I was happy with that. That's something that's been a concern for us all year, and we cleaned that up a little bit tonight, and so I was happy with that too.
Awesome, Coach. Well, I appreciate your time. I know you got to get to that locker room, so I appreciate your time.
Yeah.
Good luck the next 2 weeks, and see you at the WDA, brother.
Appreciate it.
Come on up, Mimi. Mimi, obviously, like I said to Coach, a little bit of a David-Goliath matchup. You guys are rolling a little bit. Dickinson is one of those teams just still trying to build their program. What did it take tonight to keep your girls as focused and come out to the hot start like you did?
I think that if we stay together and we're just working on things that we kind of struggle on against better teams, and then we kind of use that as a learning for us and encouraging our bench when they come off the bench as well.
Yeah, Coach talked about turnovers has been a little bit of an issue for you guys, but tonight it wasn't. What have you guys really been concentrating on practice to kind of just develop good habits with the ball in your hand?
We've been doing pressure drills and having our JV team pressure us even more than usual.
Throwing a few extra girls out there at you?
Yeah.
I asked Coach, this is a new system, with Coach Parrington here. That press has just seemed to be something that you guys are really buying into with Harrison and Gustafson and Radke at the top. You kind of playing that free safety, reading the offensive eyes. How much fun is that to play it, and do you guys feel comfortable in that?
It is really fun. We're mostly focusing on just pressuring them, not mostly steals, but pressuring them in the front court and then also the half court, trying to get a 10-second call.
Awesome. So now, a couple weeks left of the WDA tournament. What does Mandan have to do to get better to be ready to go and make that run for that WDA title?
I think we need to get better at our girls being better handling the ball instead of turning it over, and also boxing out and encouraging our bench whenever they come off, making sure they hit down those threes.
Awesome, Emil. Congrats on a great game tonight, and you did a really nice job. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Back to you.
Thank you, Joe. That was Mimi McAllister and Tanner Purrington here for Mandan as they pick up the 76-37 win. And here at the Sharpville Car Center post-game show, and we'll wrap it up when we return here in Mandan and get ready for the boys' game when we come back on the PSP Network.
Nobody thinks about personal injury until it happens. But when injury strikes, so will your bills and the turmoil and everything you'll miss out on. It's a mess, and you need someone to help it all make sense. That someone is Schweigert, Clemene, and McBride. We know the territory and the process, and we work smart and hard to get you results. It's easier to get back to normal knowing there's a team behind you. We're the ones the other side doesn't want you to call. We're on your side. We're Schweigert, Clemene, and McBride.
This presentation on the PSP Network is proudly brought to you by make sure to like and follow PSP Network on all social media platforms. PSP Network, it's game day.
Welcome back in here to the Charbonneau Car Center post-game show. I'm Brock Widener, joined alongside me with Joe Cattell as we wrap things up here in this one. Again, final score, Mandan 76, Dickinson 37. Well, Joe, what was your kind of overall thoughts in this one as Mandan improves to 15-3 on the season?
You know, I think both teams can be proud of what they did tonight. I thought Mandan just got the job done, came out, acted like the second best team, tied for second best team in the WDA. They came out, did what they needed to do to get the job done, didn't drop any of their standards, and played the way they needed to play in order to get better going into the tournament. Cut back on the turnovers, which is a big issue for Coach Parrington. I think they're averaging over 20 a game, and so he's really trying to get those numbers down before tournament time, before they get to that big floor and the bright lights. And then for Dickinson, again, a lot of emotional week for them, able to come through, play hard, show up, do some good things. Like I said, they won the first 5 minutes of the second half, able to cut that lead. They were down 13-0 to start the game, able to regroup and make it a respectable score at halftime. And I think there's a lot to be excited about. I think the Stevenson girl is a very good player. The Prowse has a chance, and obviously the shooting of Dutke, is very good. So I think they're just still, like we said in the pregame, developing a program, developing a culture. It's going to take time. They've had a lot of instability even this week, not to mention their last few years. So I think they can go to that locker room proud of the performance they put on. They didn't lay down, and they showed up with good energy tonight, and just were outmatched by a really good Mandan team.
We'll take a look at the final stats. Abby Prowse leads the way with 15 points for Dickinson with 3 3-pointers. Then it was Emily Dutke with 3 3-pointers of her own with 9 points, 5 for Allie Stevenson. And then a couple others at 2 points, including Evie Halverson, Aaliyah Zastapol, Tatum Fisher, and Jenna Nelson for 37 total. For the Mandan Braves, well, they were led in scoring by our Sports Clips MVP of the contest that you were able to talk with just a little bit ago, Mimi McAllister, 26 points. She had 3 3-pointers in that one, but played just great basketball on both sides of the ball, picking up multiple steals in the win.
Yeah, no doubt. I thought, there's a lot of players. I thought, Reiner and Bugby had really good games as well. Hadley Harris and Gustafson just do their job every night in, night out, making plays. But Mimi McAllister was just really, really good in that first half, making plays and getting to the rim and being able to score the basketball. So hats off to her. Nice performance for her and for her whole team. I just thought Mandan showed up tonight, did what they needed to do. They got better. They didn't take a step backwards. They took a step forward, and that's this time of year. That's the main. Keep the main thing, get better, and be ready for that tournament time.
Anna Claire Bugby, after only scoring 2 points in the first half, put up 11 in that, or 12, in that second half for 14 total. What did you like from her post presence there in the second?
I thought she settled down the second half. I thought the first half, her and Reiner both kind of were getting the ball in their hands and throwing it up real quick. I thought in the second half she made some better moves, kept her balanced, caught the ball, took a breath, got her balance, got her positioning, used her body to seal off the defender, and able to get up on the glass and score it. So, again, I just thought she had a better presence in there and a better, just a pace to her game and was able to get to the rim a little bit better.
Hadley Harris picks up 2 3-pointers, 12 points total. Allie Reiner ends the day with 11. 7 for Tatum Ratke off the bench, and 6 for Sierra Gustafson for that grand total of 76 tonight. As Mandan moves up to 15-3 on the season, 12-3 in WDA play. Dickinson drops to 3-15. Next up for Mandan, well, the dates are winding down there, Joe. Only 3 more opponents they will face. They've got Minot on the 17th, and they got Legacy on the 20th, and St. Mary's on the 24th. But a nice thing for Mandan, a little bit of home cooking. Their last 5 games of the season, all at home after playing a very road-heavy schedule early on in the year.
Yeah, Coach Parrington mentioned that to me before the game. He's like, I think our last road game was like January 26th. And for them, they were able to get through a lot of those games with wins. And so now to be able to finish the season at home, plant your feet in, sleep, be able not to get off that bus, keep your legs is just a huge advantage for them, and hopefully they can just keep playing good basketball.
And then for Dickinson, next up for the Mavericks on next Tuesday, they got Bismarck, then they got St. Mary's on Friday on the road, and then they'll end out the season back at home against the Jamestown Blue Jays. Well, that's going to do it for this one, as we will head on over to the pregame show brought to you by Valvoline Instant Oil Change for the boys. But again, girls final, Mandan picks up the win 76-37.
When disaster strikes, you need help fast. At ServPro, we're on the road within the hour, ready to restore what matters most. Our certified technicians arrive prepared, backed with decades of experience and advanced tools to handle any challenge. Inside, our team gets to work, quickly assessing the damage and getting straight to work. So you can breathe easy, knowing trained professionals are here when it matters most. Call ServPro in Minot, Bismarck, or Williston today.
So Carson, how do I become a great football player like you?
Well, practice and having a professional team to answer the call and handle anything you throw their way is also important.
Hey Carson, thanks for teaching crew about community banking at First Western. First Western, you can bank on us.
Craving something real? Fuel your day with goodness that tastes as amazing as it feels. At Blissful Bee Juicery, we serve fresh, cold-pressed juice and smoothies, nature's best in every sip. Nourish yourself with our vibrant acai bowls with fresh fruit and granola, power bowls, protein balls, hummus, parfaits, and carrot cake. Blissful Bee Juicery. Pure, simple, blissful. Now in 2 locations on North and South Broadway.
At Planning Team Financial Advisors, we help individuals create their personalized strategies. We specialize in financial planning, retirement planning, insurance, and 401k distribution options. Don't leave your future to chance. Call Planning Team Financial Advisors today for a free retirement review. Planning Team Financial Advisors, your plan, your future, your team.
Dakota Community Bank and Trust, your trusted partner for commercial and business loans. We not only provide lending you need to grow your business, but we also reinvest in our communities. We believe in strengthening our businesses and creating opportunities for success. Choose Dakota Community Bank and Trust for your commercial and business loans, and together let's keep our communities thriving.
Serving the community, looking out for you. At Dakota Community Bank and Trust, that's what we do.
When disasters strike, we don't just clean up the damage, we rebuild what was lost. With over 75 years of experience, we turn disaster zones back into homes, businesses, and peace of mind. From cleanup to repair and full restoration, our trained professionals are with you every step, so you're never facing it alone. Because when you hire trained professionals, you get trusted results. Call ServPro in Minot, Bismarck, or Williston today.
At Badlands Pet Crematory, we understand that pets are family. Unlike other crematories in the area, we are the only dedicated pet crematory that offers private individual cremation. One pet at a time, 100% guaranteed. From start to finish, we personally handle your pet with the utmost care, ensuring that you receive only your pet in return. Choose Badlands Pet Crematory, because saying goodbye should come with certainty and trust.
Welcome back in here to the Starion Bank Gymnasium, home of the Braves, as we get ready for the boys game, a part of our Dickinson Mandan doubleheader. This one should be a fun one here, Joe, as Dickinson 12-5 on the year, 10-4 in WDA. Mandan 10-7 on the season, 7-7 in WDA. You look at where these two teams sit in the standings. Dickinson in third, Mandan in sixth, and I know you're still maybe a couple weeks out till you think about postseason, but this very well could be a first-round matchup come WDA tournament time.
Yeah, no question, and Mandan really does control a lot of their own destiny here. They play not only Dickinson tonight, but they still have Legacy and Minot again. Both of those games will be at home as well, so they play all three teams that are right in front of them at home. So Mandan's as good as a roster as, as talented of a roster as the WDA has. They just haven't able to put it all together this year. Both Eagle staffs, Bearstail, Kirky, they have a lot of really talented players. Just haven't been able to put it together night in, night out, especially against the top tier of the WDA. So tonight is that first test at home of the three in a row that they have a chance to maybe move up to that standing, maybe get into that 4 or 5 game. The 6th seed is a tough one because you're going to have to beat two good teams at the tournament that are, to get to that state tournament. And so you would love to see get into that 4 or 5 game and have a chance to play somebody else on that backside other than, a Dickinson. Like you said, having to beat Dickinson, Bismarck, and Century, having to beat 2 of those teams to go to the state. You much rather have just only beat one of them or 2 other teams.
Yeah, taking a look at where everyone sits right now. Century undefeated, 14-0 in WDA play. Then it's Bismarck 13-1. Dickinson comes in right now at third, 10-4. Legacy dropped to Dickinson earlier this week. It's 9-5. Minot. Then it's Mandan, St. Mary's, Jamestown, your top 8. Minot North and Williston rounds it out. Again, games tonight: Century at Legacy, Jamestown at Bismarck, St. Mary's at Williston, and Minot North at Minot. As well as again Dickinson at Mandan. But if you look at this, if you're looking at the slate, a lot of games that we might see again in the postseason. Century Legacy, that's 1 versus 4.
Yep.
If they started today, that's a second round matchup. Jamestown Bismarck, that's a 8 versus 2. Could be maybe in play for a first round matchup. And St. Mary's Wilson could be a play-in game. So just so many games that could very well be seen.
To go back to my last thought, so I think Dickinson, Century, and Bismarck High have kind of put themselves in a tier above the other ones. I think just by looking at scores and playing, and really nothing is out of the ordinary with those 3 teams. So for Mandan to make whoever's the 6th seed, you'd have to beat Dickinson, or if you lose that game, you have to win the next game. Then you'd either have to play, Minot, or you'd have to play one of one of the better teams in the league, the 4, whether it's Legacy or Minot. If you're the 4-5 game, you kind of only have to beat Minot, Dickinson, Minot, Legacy, and Mandan. You only have to beat 2. You have to beat 2 of those teams in there, or a big, nice second-round upset. So it's just one of those things that you don't want to have to rely on beating Bismarck, Dickinson, or Century to go to the state tournament. And whoever the 6th seed is going to have to win that game in order to go. And so it's just a much easier route if you can get yourself in that 4-5 game and give yourselves a real solid chance to make the state.
I mean, just how deep the conference is this year. As, again, you've got Century, Bismarck, Dickinson, all teams that have, and even Legacy in that mix, that have been kind of receiving votes in the WDA very regularly.
Yes.
And then Minot, Mandan, very quality with 500 or above record. And then you got St. Mary's at the 7th seed that is known a steal game. They got to win against Dickinson this year.
Yeah, St. Mary's, and if Christian Benny's healthy, they're a completely different roster, and Chris is battling, he battled an ankle, now he's battling some other health issues, and but all accounts, you got to expect him to be there at the WDA, and so do you really want to play one of the premier scorers in the conference? Dickinson found out real fast his first game back that he was able to go down there and sneak a win and with his teammates. So 100%, like you just want to keep doing your job, keep doing that. You can't really worry about seeding too much, but Dickinson is, I think, clearly the 5th best team in the state, watching the East games, watching the West games. And so you're going to have to beat a team like that in order to go there. And tonight's just a great opportunity, Mandan, to do that.
For the Mandan Braves, they're coming off of a win against Williston on Tuesday, 82-60, where they outshot them in field goal percentage-wise, 48-41. But you look at transition points, 21-10 in favor of Mandan. Points off of turnovers, 34-13, and steals, 17-9. Those big stats all in favor of Mandan. And for them, that's exactly what they want to try to do here against Dickinson. Win that transition battle, but also you do not want to get caught in that back-and-forth kind of horse track meet style.
Yeah, I was just going to say, you took Rosetta. This has a chance to be a track meet. Both teams want to play fast. Both teams got guys that can really get up and down the floor. Dickinson's a very physical basketball team. That's where their probably advantages in that fast-paced game. But this could easily turn into a track meet real fast if both teams come out scoring the ball early.
And then for Dickinson, they picked up a 84-67 win against Legacy on Tuesday. And I think the big thing was everyone thought that was going to be a down-to-the-wire game, but Dickinson three-pointers was the name of the game for them. 14 threes compared to Legacy's 3, and that was kind of that big stat there.
Boston Cranston obviously came out hot in that night, too, and was able to really get started off on a good foot. So, Dickinson has that ability to really rein in the threes if you're not going to go out there and guard them. And Legacy learned that valuable lesson last week, or earlier this week.
As they had 14 as a team, Cranston had 6, and we'll head on over to tonight's national anthem.
As we honor America with the singing of our national anthem by Mandan High student Bryn Feist.
That was tonight's national anthem here on the Valvoline Instant Oil Change pregame show. And they're your locally owned oil change headquarters, 25 years. Lundine's taking care of people. Local actually matters, not to mention the oil change is stay in your car, drive through oil change. Typically perform 15 minutes or less. You can find them in Minot and in Bismarck. Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Speaking of 15 minutes or less, Joe, that's it's time, getting about time for tip-off here tonight between Mandan and Dickinson. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, this should be a good game. I mean, these battles, and these battles are so tough. There's a nice little rivalry here, and this should be a lot of fun, and two very talented teams with a lot of experience on the floor.
Yeah, I didn't play at the high school level. I ended up playing all the way to junior high, and that was about it. But Mandan was always the game I circled because I knew it was going to be back and forth and come down right to the wire.
Yeah, no doubt. Mandan is, they're kind of known as that tough-nosed, hard-nosed team. Coach Schaefer, I had the privilege of my first assistant job in college. Coach Schaefer was on the Minot State roster that went to the national championship game. So Brandon has been that way as a player on those really successful Mayville State teams, and he's brought that to Mandan as that tough-edged, hard, willing to take charges, willing to dive on the floor mentality, and they're always their best basketball team at the end of the year. I think they proved that last year again with a big performance by Hudson Sheldon to get themselves to the state tournament. He just seems to always have his teams ready to fight to just keep their seasons alive at the end of the year.
Well, I covered them earlier this game in Dickinson, and the pace of play was just chaotic in the first 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And about 5 minutes down, you saw some of the starters on the bench huffing and puffing.
Yep.
So I think this could very well maybe follow suit to that. Obviously the same teams, but we'll see maybe if one of them makes an adjustment, and if that will come out for Mandan to try to get revenge on an early season loss to Dickinson, or if Dickinson tries to double down tonight. They played each other last in January 9th in the Queen City. 77-61 win for Dickinson. They had the better field goal percentage that night, 41-35, and they had more points off of turnovers. That was the big one there, 24-6.
Yeah, I think turnovers are going to be huge tonight. I also am really curious about if one of the teams goes to like a junk zone or something to slow pace down a little bit, whether it's a half-court, full-court, three-quarter court zone. I know Dickinson likes to pressure and get into you, but they're a lot of man-to-man in their pressure. So I'm just kind of interested to see if someone's got a wrinkle for this game tonight that they've been saving for a game like this, and something to work on for the tournament. So I expect this thing to be fast. I don't think either of these teams have any plans on walking the ball up the floor and running offense. I think both teams are going to get out in transition, get out in defense, and try to create some havoc and hopefully come out on the right end of it.
Well, Joe, if a team was to slow down this game, who do you think it would be, Mandan or Dickinson? Or who would it benefit more?
Well, I think it would probably – good question. I want to lean towards it would help Dickinson more because of the post play, right? You get the ball inside to Wolf, get the ball inside to Stevenson. I think they have the advantage in the half court with that size. However, if Mandan can slow the game down and get hot from the three and draw and kick and do some stuff, it just depends on how this game starts out. You'd write down Dickinson just because of their size, but Mandan, if they can get quality shots, great shots like, and not quick shots, I think it could benefit them too because they do have such lethal three-point shooting.
Well, looks like that scoreboard's still stuck on the end result for the girls' game, so we'll put that off for now, and we'll check back in with that a little bit later. But a winning draw there for Mandan. We'll take a look at that starting lineup at the next stoppage. As Riley Bearstail gets it out to Newpakirky, back down. Little jab step for Eagle Staff, shuffles it over to Bearstail. From Briley to Riley. Works to the left. Cut off by Glauser. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Back to Briley Bearstail. He drives in on Cranston, well defended. Offensive rebound.
And they reset the shot clock, and I don't think they should have. I think it was I don't think the ball hit the rim.
I think you'd be right there, Joe. Let's meet the Mandan starting lineup as the 6'2 senior guard, Newpakirky, averaging 9.6 rebounds. KP Eaglestaff, the 6'4 senior, averaging 11 points per game. Carson Shimmick, a 6'2 senior, averaging 9. And then it's Riley and Briley Bearstails, the seniors, averaging 10 and 12, respectively.
Yeah, they cut it down to 4 seconds. They recalled it to 5. There was a second off the shot clock, so they got 4 seconds here on an end out to see if they can get an easy bucket.
As Riley Bearstail flips it up to Newpakirky in his bright yellow shoes, and they'll call him on a travel. Let's meet the Dickinson Mavericks. The senior guards, Jordan Daychild, Dylan Glauser, and Boston Cranston. Followed up with the junior flex player Nate Stevenson, and the senior committed to Concordia, Cameron Wolf, rounds out the starting lineup for Dickinson, head coached by Dan Glauser. As Cranston Walks it up the court. He'll bounce pass it into Nate Stevenson. Jab step for Stevenson.
Really helping on half of all their players on Stevenson gets the ball.
Lots of pressure, and they force an early turnover.
Yeah, Dickinson had 3 guys on that side of the ball, that side of the split line to guard Stevenson in that short corner there. So just a lot of emphasis on him early in this game.
As KP Eaglestaff sends that one right through Riley Bearstail's arms, and both teams turn the ball over here in the first minute.
Get that under control early.
As Cranston finding it out to Daychild.
Skip passes are available for Dickinson. Mandan's really overextending their help side.
Cranston with a heat check after having 6 3-pointers against Legacy on Tuesday in the win. Couldn't get that one to go as Kirky pump fake and drive. What a find from Noompa. Kirky with a finish for Shimmick.
Yeah, nice job there from Kirky. Like you said, used his eye fake to get the defender off balance, drove the ball, finds Shimmick right around the hoop.
I wouldn't be surprised if you see that one on prime time with Dallas Hansen on Wednesday.
Well, he doesn't put a lot of dimes on there. Everything's a dunk, but that was a perfect dime from Kirky.
Shots called out here, huh?
Yeah, he doesn't know the definition of dime, I don't think.
As Stevenson battling in the paint, swatted away a couple times, and that's time retrieved by Bearstail. As Kirky hits the brakes. He'll flip it on over to Eaglestaff. Eaglestaff spins around. Nice find to Shimmick again. Some nice assists for Mandan. They lead 4-0 with 16:02 on the board.
KP did a good job there. He might have got away with the travel, just did a good job of keeping that pivot foot down. Shimmick again moving in the post without the ball, found some open space and was able to get another layup.
As Wolf down to Cranston. Glauser into the corner. Stevenson drives in, taken away by Riley Bearstail. 15:45 remaining in the first half. As Noompa Kirky finding a lane, dumps it down to Shimmick. Extra pass. Here's Bearstail for 3, in and out.
What a good play again. Shimmick moving without the ball, that time stretching it out to his teammate.
As Eaglestaff and Bearstail take it away, but Shimmick could not hold on to it as Stevenson retrieves it on the baseline.
Neither team taking advantage of the early turnovers from the opposing team.
Glauser dumps it down to Stevenson. Lots of white jerseys around him. Puts up the shot. It goes through and count the foul.
Yeah, nice strong take there from Stevenson. Got a little bit of a deeper post touch there than the last, earlier possession when he was a little bit more in the short corner. That time buried himself under the hoop and able to get the and one.
So end one for Stevenson, averaging right around a double-double on the year. As Stevenson right off the rim. We talked about turnovers and transition points going to be key, but also free throws could be key between these two teams as well.
Yeah, anytime of those extra opportunities, right? Free throws, offensive rebounds, turnovers, all those things add up.
Eaglestaff well defended by Cranston. Wolf lobs it up to Glauser. Daychild, a little shimmy, a little shake, drives into the low block, kicks it out. Glauser for 3, left it short. Stevenson gets the board. He's blocked away by Riley Bearstail, but he finds Wolf for 3, skips off the rim. Glauser trying to get a hold of it. Kirky finally does.
Yeah, right now Dickinson's got 3 offensive rebounds already, but they really haven't done anything with those opportunities, not being able to get any scores off of any of those offensive rebounds.
It's a lot slower pace to start than I thought it would be.
Yeah, both teams are handling the pressure okay, but it's more the turnovers in the half court that's costing both teams the hot start that we expected.
As Kirky flips it out to Eaglestaff. Riley Bearstail finding it out to Shimmick, now to Kirky. Kirky examines his right. He'll give that one up to Wolf. He hits the Jets. Cameron Wolf sails in the steal and the score for the Concordia commit.
Yeah, that's the 4th turnover now from Mandan. First time Dickinson was able to take advantage of it. Cam worked Wolf coast to coast, using his body to keep Kirky on his back.
4-4 with 14:07 remaining. Foul on Dickinson. I apologize. Scorebots is giving us some issues here today.
Didn't show up for you.
Works for a few minutes and then shuts off. As 14:07 remaining here in the first. As Kirky, chest pass to Riley Bearstail. Eaglestaff to Bearstail. Nice find, Mandan.
Yeah, old-fashioned give and go there. Riley did a good job of catching, facing the hoop, looking at the hoop, and then cutting right off the pass. So good job of Riley using his 3-point premise to be able to get himself a layup.
Wolf has his pockets picked. Eagle staff, big hop step. Cranston, I don't know if he got a piece of that one, but he got up there. 6-4 is the score as Kirky with another steal for the Braves.
Yeah, turnovers are just adding up right now for both teams.
Bounce pass and another block for Cranston. Cranston with a pair of blocks here to start. He's known for his offense and his shooting ability, but hey, look at that. He can play both sides.
Yeah, definitely using that long wingspan to make a play for his team.
Glauser to a wide open Boston. Cranston skips off the rim. Daychild hauls it in with one hand.
That was one of the easier looks Boston's had all year and just not able to finish it. Good offensive rebound, though, from Wolf.
Tatum Bollinger, one of those glue guys on this team, rattles off the rim. Offensive rebound for Glauser. Dickinson going to keep on firing those threes, but not finding that same success they found on Tuesday on it.
Yeah, no doubt. 6 offensive rebounds right now in the game unofficially. That's just Joe tallying them. But just doing a good job of the boards and giving themselves second chances, just not being able to cash in on any of the opportunities. Crowd's filling in nicely here. Starting to get claustrophobic. People are starting to close in on me.
Starting to be a nice crowd, and that's something that has been awesome to see inside the WDA this year. A lot of full stadiums. Great attendances as here's Bears tail with a spin move. Bounces off the right side of the rim, hauled down by Glauser. Glauser working against Wiseman. Finding Bollinger at the top. Looked back door, nothing there for Stevenson, so he'll now find a cutting Glauser up and over the rim into the hands of Riley Bairstow.
Yeah, Glauser kind of avoided the contact on there. I think he could have got fouled if he had just gone up strong. Kind of tried to scoop it up onto the glass and just not able to finish.
6-4, Mandan. As driving hard, not going to get the look there is Birch. With 12-13 remaining, Mandan leads by 2.
Yeah, kind of a sloppy first half of this game so far. Both teams just not able to get anything in to fall for them. And we, again, have expected hot shooting and fast-paced transition and haven't got any of that yet.
Birch called on the foul as Jamari Birch is kind of one of those late additions to this varsity lineup. Only 6 games played at the varsity level, but he's for sure provided that spark, averaging 6 points per game, the young sophomore.
Yeah, just finding a young kid in there. You know, when your season's, you're the 6th seed, season isn't going exactly the way you want to, just going out there and finding the young guy maybe to give you a little bit of energy and to pick your team up a little bit.
Cranston fumbled with the ball a little bit to get him messed up the timing. He misses the shot, but it's cleaned up for Stevenson. We've got a tie game, 6-6 with 11:44 to go.
Yeah, always hard to shoot a bobble there, and Boston's a great shooter, but it's not an ideal opportunity there, but Stevenson there to get another offensive rebound and finish it for him.
Stevenson gifted with one right into his chest. He'll take it away. A little floater bounces off the rim. Stevenson battling for the board. There's a foul on the ground.
I think you can instantly see what we talked about, right? If they're in the half court, Stevenson and Wolf, and Boston's length can really change the game with just their rebounding, and Mandan just doesn't have that body that's gonna go nose to nose for them yet. Shimmick needs to be there. The Bears still need to box out and use their length. It's just they got to have guys willing to sacrifice their body to get those defensive rebounds.
Wolf finding to Cranston in the corner. Cranston working against Kirky. Cutting in is Bollinger as Tatum. Bollinger off the glass and in, and Dickinson has taken their first lead of the ball game, 8-6 with 11:18 to go in the first half when we return here in Mandan.
Spas Etc. is excited to introduce the addition of the Master Spas line, including the Michael Phelps Swim Spas. Enjoy the relaxing health benefits and enjoy 0% financing up to 72 months or up to $5,000 off on all spas and swim spas. You'll also find $2,000 off the MSRP on all pools and saunas. Come check out the outstanding lineup of Master Spas at Spas Etc.
The foundation of the financial planning approach at Legacy Financial Partners is a personal relationship. Our unique and collaborative approach to financial planning starts with your dreams, not just the numbers. We will work with you regularly to take action to update your plan as your needs evolve, recommending products and services that are right for your situation.
Exiting the break, brought to you by First International Bank and Trust. Dickinson taking their first lead of the ball game. They lead 8-6 after the Tatum Bollinger bucket.
Yeah, coming out of that timeout, Dickinson's got 7 offensive rebounds, 6 turnovers. Mandan now has 6 turnovers, only 1 offensive rebound. So advantage Dickinson on the extra possessions.
Stevenson with the steal and the score, and teams couldn't buy a buck in the first half so
just
far.
about didn't buy that one.
Yeah, that one almost swirls out. As Kirky to Shimmick, extra pass. So they're just going to send it along the line, back it away. It works to Kirky.
Yeah, not the way you draw it up with 2 shuffle passes 2 feet from the hoop, but able to find the open player and get the layup.
Stevenson fakes the handoff. He drives in, finding Tristan Orton, who just checked in the contest. Misrange jumper right into the hands of Stevenson. Let's just call that one a pass as Cranston, three-pointer, swishes in for Boston Cranston.
Yeah, only going to hold him back so many times. Best time to shoot a 3 is on the offensive rebound, the inside out, wide open ones, and Cranston able to take advantage of that one.
13-8, Dickinson leads with 10:18 to go in the first half of play.
Mandan's got to settle down here. They got 6 turnovers. Like I said, haven't been able to get any extra shots on offensive rebounds. Got to find some good half-court offense.
Bring it up as Birch. The young sophomore finding Shimmick. Now to Kirky. That top facilitator on the team. Start running back for Mandan as well. Here comes Birch driving through, fumbles with the ball. They'll say it was last touch there by Cranston.
Have a short shot clock again, only 6 seconds left on that. Gonna have to find something quick out of this baseline out of bounds play.
Bring in the Bears tail as well as KP Eagle staff. Bring in a couple of shooters in that starting lineup. Back for this quick little setup as Kirky inbounds, it gets it back, fires a mid-range J off the back iron. Brought down by Stevenson. Wolf shows his speed. Lefty high off the glass. Stevenson cleans it up for 2.
Yeah, 8 offensive rebounds now. Stevenson just dominating this game around the glass. Team struggling to score, but Stevenson's keeping them in it right now with 3 offensive rebound putbacks.
Dickinson leads 15-8. Bears tail to Kirky. Now to Riley Bears tail as he'll spin out of the traffic in the corner. Riley Bears tail trying to work against Cameron Wolf. Now to Riley. Shimmy and shake. Good work down low. Shimmick draws the foul on Orton.
Shimmick just doing a good job of moving without the basketball, playing off of those drivers, getting some space, finding those eye cuts, and getting some seals. Probably the one bright spot of the half court right now for Mandan offensively.
Well, that and their flashy passes here, Joe.
Yeah, right. Been able to zip them in there.
As Shimmick gets the first one. As brings him within 6 with a 9:25 before the Sharpen Oak Car Center intermission show, as Shimmick will go 2 for 2 for Carson Shimmick. As Shimmick averaging around 9 per game, he's got half of that already. Glauser finding Paxton Leeson. Likes to shoot the 3s, but starting to drive in as the season's progressed. He's added that into his repertoire as Orton. Today, Child, corner 3 off the rim. Glauser hauls it in and lays it in for 2.
Yeah, nice play there for Glauser. He's a very physical guard. He will do anything he can to help his team win, and that time getting the offensive rebound on the backside and getting on the glass quickly.
Yeah, Glauser headed that. Going to stay in Dickinson to play at Dickinson State for football next year as Kirky goes to his left hand, swirls in for 2.
Yeah, really good ball handler. Kirky wants to get back to that left as much as possible. And kind of missed the scouting report on that one, letting them spin back to it.
5-point game. Orton high off the glass, 17-12, 8:30 to go. Here's Bearstail. Riley Bearstail sees Leeson in the paint. He'll kick it out. Eagle staff for 3. Hard off the back iron.
Yeah, good look there in transition, able to get a little penetration and kick out, but just not able to execute that 3. They've had some good looks, just not haven't been able to finish them.
Riley Bearstail swats away. Wolf finding Kirky. Euro step in the paint for Kirky. Count it.
Yeah, just another strong guard. Kirky's one of those good ball handlers that can figure out a way to get himself to the rim, and that time does that and gets a nice little touch on the layup.
He's almost like Mr. Highlight.
Yeah, he is. And feels like Mandan always has a guard like that. Brown Otter in the past and now Kirky this year. They just always seem to have a guy that can kind of create his own stuff and big and strong and can do a lot of stuff. And now, you see 24, J. Mary Burke, and he's kind of that same build. They seem to always have that big physical, low-to-the-ground guard that's just going to, figure out ways to get to the rim.
As pass comes in, too hot and heavy there for Cranston.
Yeah, exactly. Daychild there, just a little bit of touch on that, and he's going to get Boston on with an opportunity to drive that basketball.
As Birch sees Cranston, he'll weave around the midcourt line, but he'll get it back after a quick touch for Eaglestaff. Birch, nice find down low, but swatted away is Wentz by Wolf. Some big blocks here on both sides. Birch sets his feet, fires a three, can't get it to connect. Another offensive rebound for Mandan. The second chance will go from Wentz.
Yeah, nice job there. Wentz just sticking with it. Obviously, took the block on the first one, but stuck with himself. Able to get the rebound and the putback, and now we got a 1-point game again.
17-6, Dickinson will make it 20-16. Dickinson as Glauser hits the three.
Yeah, much better shot that time for Glauser. Feet were set, good balance, able to knock it down.
Pace starting to pick up. Eaglestaff off the rim. 7 minutes to go in the first half. Kirky trying to make it back to a single possession game, and he does. Kirky's got 8.
Yeah, nice job. Again, Wentz created that with the offensive rebound, and Kirky finished it with a nice drive down the right side. Defense did a good job not letting him go back to his left, but he's still strong enough to get to the finish.
20-18, 6:44 to go in the first half. Pass taken away by Birch. Trying to tie this game up at 20 apiece. Birch well defended by Daychild. Wolf wanted to extend that pass down the court quickly and said, we'll just give it to Glauser to walk it up. Finding Leeson. Patrolled out of the area. Glauser wanted another three. That one well off the mark. Wentz has got just Glauser to beat, and Glauser called on the foul.
Yeah, good job there. Again, that time Glauser just not great balance on that catch. Kind of tried to short arm it or flick it up there. And that time just had to go down, and the only thing he could do was foul Wentz. Did a good job with his body control there.
Daniel Wentz averaging around 71% at the charity stripe this season. Around 9 points, 4 rebounds per game as Wentz's first one. Count it. He's got 3, and that will bring it within a 1-point game. With 6:20 to go, 19-20. Dickinson leads.
And then staying in the fight. It's all coming off of forcing some turnovers. They forced 8 turnovers right now from Dickinson, keeping them in this ball game.
Great boxing out there by Glauser. Cranston hits the break, lobs it up to Leeson. Leeson pickpocket from behind by Eaglestaff. Eaglestaff quickly down the court, waiting for the ball. Instead, it'll go to Wentz. Bears tail to Eaglestaff in the far corner. This possession gives Mandan the lead. Trailing by 1, Birch spinning around, pivoting, finding Briley. Bears tail off the front of the rim. Leeson hauls it down with 5:50.
Yeah, great boxing out from Dickinson. All 5 guys boxed out. Ball hits the ground and able to get the rebound.
Great ball moving around the perimeter. Pump fake and drive for Cranston. Lots of contact with him and Wentz. Loose ball, Bears tails there. Glauser will be called on the foul. Trying to be aggressive. Yeah, put up the thumbs up. He wanted to jump, but not going to get it.
No, he came charging in there, and that's going to be his second. Really good job that time of Wentz in the middle of the lane. I know there was some contact there, but I thought he did a good job of getting vertical, getting his arms straight up in the air, contesting the shot, knowing there's going to be some contact, but jumped A, landed A, and that's kind of what refs are looking for. If you jump A to B and land in if you jump and land in a different spot, you're going to get fouled. That time Wentz held his ground and got vertical on that play.
20-19, Dickinson leads by 1 with 5:30 before the half. Eaglestaff cut off by Leeson. Shifted out, Birch to Kirky. Kirky pivoting around, no look, pass to Wiseman for 3 for the lead. Not going to go. Kirky wins the race. Another offensive rebound for Mandan.
Yeah, they're doing a good job of getting extra possessions these last few times down.
Wiseman with his second 3-point attempt on the go. This one going to skip off the rim. Picked up by Cranston, jogs it up the court. Stevenson extends it out. Bollinger for 3. Can't get it to connect. Pullins tried the tightrope. He steps out of bounds with 4:57 remaining.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was talking about earlier. Mandan's really stretching the floor on their help side, forcing the skip pass that time. Just not able to knock it down. But if they can get the right guy in that skip pass, a Cranston or somebody like that can bury those, they're going to have a huge advantage.
Find it out to Noompa Kirky. Good pass. From Birch to Wiseman, finding back to Kirky for three, and Mandan has regained the lead, 22-20.
Kirky's got 11 now, 11 of the 22 points for Mandan, and that time just a nice take from Weissman, getting the ball out to finding Kirky outside the three-point line.
Polans wants to get it right back to Dickinson, but will not, as brought down by Shimmick, and he will draw a foul. Leeson and Stevenson had their hands in the mix.
Yeah, kind of back-to-back fouls now from 90 feet away. Glaser, and now that time, whichever one they decide to call that one on, because there was two of them there, but fouling a long ways away from the hoop, trying to make a play.
As Kirky, ball fake, down to Eaglestaff. Working around, Weissman again, going to try the three off the back of the rim. Cranston is there, 4-10 on the board. 22-20. Cranston setting up the play. Stevenson comes up. He'll roll off, get it to Stevenson. Polans, extra pass, Bollinger corner three, in and out. Leeson battling for the board. Stevenson somehow comes away with the basketball and puts it in.
Yeah, just a great job of sticking with the play for Stevenson. Just kind of a man amongst boys, a bull in China cabinet there. Great extra pass, good look in the corner, just not able to get it to fall. Amazing what a game makes, right? You said, what do they have, 20 or 9? How many threes they have the other night on Tuesday?
14.
14, and tonight they can't buy one, and they've gotten some good looks, but luckily they still got the number 4 out there, Stevenson, battling on the boards.
It's funny how three-pointers are like that. One night you can't miss, and the next night you can't buy one.
Sometimes you make your first one, and you just feel like you could make them all.
As they'll lob it in.
I did like what Dickinson did there, put Cranston in a ball screen with Wolf, try to create some offense that way, and just make plays off the pass.
Eaglestaff tried to body Polans down. He stood his ground, and now they'll get it to Bollinger. It's a tie game to give Dickinson the lead. Stevenson sends it out to Polans, races it down. It's intercepted by Kirky. He takes a peek and lays it in with his left hand.
Yeah, great play from Kirky there. Again, 13 of the 24 points all coming from Kirky right now. That time, what a great defensive play to get the steal.
24-22.
Mandan with 9 turnovers already in the first half. There's 10.
As they'll come away with another. Wentz to Bearstail. Tough look inside, and Briley Bearstail gives them a 26-22 lead, up by 4.
Kind of shocked you don't see a timeout there from Coach Glaser. A little bit of momentum on Mandan's side. Maybe he just trusts Cranston on that one.
As three-pointer won't go, Briley Bearstail brings down the rebound. I think this is the biggest lead of the game I think we've seen.
Yeah, we haven't seen many big leads at all, so this is, I wouldn't be shocked if the 4-point isn't the biggest lead.
26-22, a 4-point lead for the Braves. Two teams that have been stuck within seeing distance of each other. As here's Birch getting the inside route, and Birch off the glass and in for his first bucket on the night to go up by 6.
Yeah, you can see why Coach is kind of trusting him more and more. That big, strong guard has a scoring mentality, wants to get himself to the rim. 2 minutes left here. It would be shocking to me if you don't see Dickinson try to get it inside to Stevenson or Wolf now checking in. Just trying to settle their offense down a little bit by going through the inside.
Says Wolf will check in for Caleb Polans. And we'll see if you're right here, Joe, if they'll try to draw something up in the paint.
Yeah, just something to get the ball to Stevenson inside, give him a chance to get to the free throw line. You know, they've been so good down there, but they haven't really ran anything for him yet. It's kind of all just been on offensive rebounds and the ball just moving their way. Yeah,
and a travel for Daychild with 2:02 on the board. Mandan leads by 6, and they have continued to have the momentum here late.
Yeah, Mandan's guard length is giving these Dickinson guards some trouble. Like, you know, just getting Bearstail out there and Eaglestaff and Kirky, their length is definitely bothering them and frustrating them a little bit.
Kirk does go backdoor to Weissman. Good defense there from Bollinger. Tips it out of play in the first row of the student section. As Kirky calls for the play. Works out to Weissman. Nothing there, so he'll get it. Try to get it to Shimmick. Taken by Stevenson.
Oh, wow.
Bollinger taps it. Mandan, though, lucks out. They've got the numbers, and Wentz cashes in.
I thought for sure Stevenson was out of bounds there. Obviously, I'm got the worst angle in the gym to decide that, but Mandan able to stick with the play there and end up getting a wide open layup from Wentz to stretch the lead to 8.
8-point lead. Stevenson cuts it back down to 6. Nate Stevenson right on cue there, Joe. You said they needed to get something down to him. They did. It's 30-24 Mandan with 1:31 to go before half.
Yeah, if the question on the test is how do you stop a run, the answer is get the ball to Stevenson around the rim, because he's just going to be able to bully himself and get a good shot up, and that time gets an extra one for a three-point play. He is the answer to the offensive woes of Dickinson right now.
He's just the ultimate competitor. Doesn't matter if he's on the turf or
so tough.
or on the hardwood. And there's and almost another highlight pass there for Kirky.
That can be a problem too. Like you all of a sudden you make some of these highlight passes and you think it, and then like that one just zipped way too hard to make any play. Even if he catches it, he's going to be out of position and off balance. So just got to be able to make the simple plays look easy.
Dave Child flips it out to Stevenson, fakes the handoff. Cranston trying to find that three ball, and he does. Boston Cranston his second three of the day. This one cuts it within two with a minute to go before halftime.
Yeah, anytime they put Stevenson and Cranston in a ball screen, you're just putting the defense in such a pickle, and they've scored now both times off of doing that. And so that's going to be something that when they need a bucket, they're going to go to either Stevenson in the post or Cranston to him in a ball screen.
Kirky well defended by Dave Child. Flips it out to Wiseman.
That's a good call. Really good call.
And a call down on Bollinger.
Yeah, Bollinger just had too much arms there. Stopped all penetration from Wiseman, and just a really good call. Unfortunate call for Dickinson. They get a stop there and score, and all of a sudden you have a lead or a tie game going into half, and unfortunately send a guy to a free throw line.
Wiseman on the bonus gets the first one to go for Rowan, as averaging around 2 points per game. 50% at the charity stripe in his limited attempts this year. And he'll go 50% here at this look. Dickinson could tie it with a three-pointer before half. 31-28, Stevenson.
I mean, everybody is like a fly trap on Stevenson has the ball right now.
They work it over to Cameron Wolf off the rim. Cranston trying to run it down, not in time. And shot clock has turned off, so if Mandan wants to hold for the last shot, trying to get some insurance heading into halftime, they can, up by 3.
Yeah, I'm not judging shot selection. I hate doing that, but you just got South Boston Cranston make a three-pointer, and he doesn't touch the ball in the possession, down 3 at half. You got to at least let him help you create a shot. Cam can make that 4 times out of 8 or whatever the numbers are, but you'd like to run a little more clock, get the ball in Boston's hand, and finish with a bucket on that possession.
Kirky trying to extend the Mandan lead. They're up 31-28. 8 seconds before halftime. Wiseman to Birch. 5 seconds to go. Birch hard to his right hand. Offensive rebound. Shimmick draws the foul as time expires.
Yeah, Shimmick had a really good first half here. 6 points, a couple offensive rebounds, and now going to see if he can stretch this to a 2-possession game before halftime. I doubt they put any time on the clock here. Maybe 0.2 or something.
Yeah,
0.4, yeah.
0.4. Knew it wasn't going to be too much.
No, just enough to make everybody stand on the free throw lanes.
As Shimmick's first one cashes in. As Mandan will still bring in some substitutions here for 0.4 to go.
Yeah, probably just make sure no one picks up a dumb foul here late and go to halftime with a nice lead and no foul trouble.
As Wentz and Eli Eaglestaff check in, Shimmick goes 2 for 2. Perfect at the line today, 4 for 4. Stevenson puts one up at the buzzer, not going to go. And that will have Mandan lead by 5 with some insurance free throws to close out the first half. They lead 33-28 as we head on over the Charbonneau Car Center halftime show when we come back here on the PSP Network.
We started with small beginnings, and just like the visionary entrepreneurs we serve, we turned an idea into reality. BNC National Bank, where possibilities begin right here at home.
This presentation on the PSP Network is proudly brought to you by Make sure to like and follow PSP Network on all social media platforms. PSP Network, it's game day.
Sometimes life gets messy and accidents happen. So when life gets messy, ServPro's ready. Call ServPro of Minot, Bismarck, or Williston today.
The foundation of the financial planning approach at Legacy Financial Partners is a personal relationship. Our unique and collaborative approach to financial planning starts with your dreams, not just the numbers. We will work with you regularly to take action to update your plan as your needs evolve, recommending products and services that are right for your situation.
Breathe in. I can't believe I wrecked my car. There's some things in life we can't control. But what's important is how we respond. At Jerome's Collision Center, they provide the highest quality of service, assuring the job gets done stress-free and making it feel like a breath of fresh air. And to give you peace of mind, they handle the insurance.
Are you even a therapist?
Don't worry about it. Jerome's, they're the experts. Jerome's.
This presentation on the PSP Network is proudly brought to you by Make sure to like and follow PSP Network on all social media platforms. PSP Network, it's game day.
Welcome into the Charbonneau Car Center halftime show. I'm Brock Widener, joined alongside me Joe Cattell as Charbonneau Car Center. Now drivers in Dickinson, New England, Richardson, Belfield, and Wilson, North Dakota. Work hard, play hard, and need a car that keep up. That's why they choose to offer Buick, GMC, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram lineup at their dealership in Dickinson. If you're interested in learning more, stop at their showroom and treat yourself to a test drive. Visit them online at charbonneaumotors.com. Well, Joe, we have got at halftime. Mandan leads 33-28. We thought this was going to be a track meet back and forth to start.
We were wrong.
We were wrong. It was a little bit slower pace. Both teams struggled with some turnovers early, but it was Mandan that had the early lead. Dickinson got in with a couple three-pointers, regained the lead, but at the end it was a last push by Mandan to take it back and extend it with some free throws to close out the first half, 33-28.
Yeah, no question. It's kind of been a battle of the inside. You know, Stevenson's done a good job in there, really dominating the glass and scoring around the hoop. And then Shimmick and I want to throw Wentz in there too because he did a good job of offensive rebounding and creating some offense. So it's kind of been more of a offensive rebound slugfest than it has been a three-point shooting barrage as we kind of thought going into this thing.
Well, it's going to be a key to note is going to be ball security coming up in this second half.
A lot of turnovers in that first half for sure. So I got Dickinson down for 11 turnovers, Mandan down for 7. So ball security, offensive rebounding are definitely something both coaches talked about at halftime.
Well, Joe, let's take a look at some statistics and some points, and let's take a look at the home team, Mandan, up by 5.
Yeah, Mandan in that first half, they got 1 point out of Mr. Weissman with 1 point in that first half, 2 points coming from Jamari Birch. They got 4 points out of Riley Bearstail, 5 points coming from Daniel Wentz. 8 points coming from Mr. Carson Shimmick, and 13 leading all scorers, or all scorers for Mandan was Mr. Noonpa Kirky. They had 7 turnovers. They got 6 offensive rebounds. 6 players scored. Only hit 1 3-pointer, but were able to cash in from the free throw line, 6 for 8. For Dickinson, the Mavericks, they had 5 players in scoring. 2 points coming from both Mr. Wolf, that's Cameron Wolf, and Bollinger had 2 as well. 5 points from Glazer. Cranston had 6, knocking down 2 3-pointers, and then Stevenson with 13. They had 11 turnovers, which is a lot for them. They did have 10 offensive rebounds, which were able to keep them in that fight. Knocked down 3 3-pointers, and only got to the free throw line twice, both by Stevenson. He was 1 for 2.
So that brings it out to 33-28. Mandan leads. Joe, any big adjustments you want to see on either side in the second half?
Yeah, I think if I'm Dickinson, I'm putting Boston Cranston and Stevenson in a lot of ball screens and trying to create some offense there. I also like when they looked into the post and skipped it, but putting Boston or Glazer on that opposite side, see if they can knock down a shot or two. And then for the Braves, they're really good at penetration and making plays. But make an easy play. Everything has to be spectacular, right? Make an easy play, find Shimmick on those eye cuts and in that space and see if you can't keep him going.
Hey, the biggest change right now is Noonpa Kirky in different shoes to start the second half.
I did not notice that, but good eyes there.
He had the SpongeBob yellow ones on, and now he's got the pink Nikes as Cameron Wolf fires.
I'm not sure if I had 13 in the first half, if I would switch shoes. I'd probably stick to the ones I started the game in.
I probably would keep the same philosophy you have there, Joe.
But I also grew up kind of poor, so I didn't have 2 pairs of shoes to even choose from.
As Noonpa Kirky. Hey, the pink shoes are just as good as the yellow ones.
Yeah, no doubt. Got out in transition, got him the ball on the left side where he's most comfortable and able to score that thing pretty easily.
As Cameron Wolf will get Noonpa Kirky to reach over the top of him for a foul. It's a touchdown separating the two. And hey, look at that. Scoreboard's back.
We're back. We're back.
Here to Waldo getting the right back on going for the second half.
Head of IT and cameraman.
All the titles.
Yeah, that's right.
As Wolf spins around at the top of the key. This ball movement, Daychild, pump fake. He loses the handle as he goes on his way up, and it goes into the student section.
Yeah, another turnover there for Dickinson, and he had Glaser in that right corner. One dribble, kick it out to the corner, and maybe knock down a three inside out there, and try to get himself all the way to the rim, and wasn't able to keep the handle.
As Kirky races down the court, trying to shake around Daychild. Toss it out to Riley Bearstail now. Finding Shimmick, who hit 2 big free throws to close out and give them a 5-point lead at half. Briley to Riley. Hits the gas pedal to the left. The left hand lay-in for Riley Bearstail.
Yeah, Riley gets on the bucket the first points of the game, and just did a good job there of attacking Boston Cranston.
And Mandan continues to capitalize off a Dickinson turnover. Shimmick's got 10, and an early timeout for Dickinson as Mandan leads 39-28 with 16:29 to go in this one.
I can't believe I wrecked my car. There's some things in life we can't control, but what's important is how we respond. At Jerome's Collision Center, they provide the highest quality of service, assuring the job gets done stress-free and making it feel like a breath of fresh air. And to give you peace of mind, they handle the insurance.
Are you even a therapist?
Don't worry about it. Jerome's, they're the experts. Jerome's.
Dickinson seeing if they can try to stop the bleeding right now as Mandan pulling away up by 11, 39-28.
Yeah, definitely. Just got to find. I don't know if Boston Cranston's touched the ball yet in this first half. I know we're second half. I know we're only a minute and a half into it, but get them the ball on the offensive set. Mandan knows he's your guy, and just be able to create off of knowing that, right?
As Stevenson working against Eagle Staff. Here's Daychild for 3 off the rim. Daychild went down awkwardly, and there's a foul on the ground.
Got to be able to hit one of those skips. They're just really overplaying Stevenson. Had Glaser and Daychild over there and just not able to knock it down. Again, I call it an off-ball foul there, and KP Eaglestaff trying to box out Stevenson, but it was a little bit more of a hold than a box out.
Lob it up, little alley-oop for Wolf over to the side of the rim, brought down by Kirky. He'll give it right back up to Cranston on attack mode, and he'll draw the foul on Eaglestaff.
Yeah, nice job there of Cranston just staying in the play. Kirky had nowhere to go there, tiptoeing the end line, and just had to throw it up and pray.
As Boston Cranston going to the charity stripe, around 67% there this season for the senior, averaging 23 per game. One of the top scorers in the WDA and in the state at the AA level.
Yeah, he's that energy bug scorer, right? Just need a little more consistency out of him. I've seen him play a couple times now, and I've seen him have huge nights, and I've seen him have average nights, and just need that consistent every night show up, and he's going to have to turn it on here if they're going to come back from this 11-point deficit.
As he'll go 0 for 2, leave some points in on the table as Kirky to the Bears' tails. Briley finding it to Shimmick, almost loses his handle on it, but will reel it back in. Trying to keep that pivot foot set. A little too hot there for Kirky, goes over the line, and he'll pick it up, backcourt violation.
Yeah, another turnover. Both teams have 2 turnovers already in the second half. Mandan Dickinson needs to start making some plays on the offensive end. They can't expect to come back from big double-digit deficits.
As Cranston faces a whole lot of pressure here from the Braves. Stevenson in a double team, kicks it out. Glaser, top of the key 3, just off the right side of the rim. They can't buy a 3-pointer tonight.
Yeah, again, both opposite skips were wide open that time. Glaser not able to knock it down.
Kirky with a highlight assist once again. Briley Bearstail nails the 3.
Yeah, someone let Dallas know he's going to find some dimes in this game.
And there's a foul on the Braves. It's my first time here at the Starion Bank Gymnasium.
Beautiful facility.
It is a beautiful facility.
Yeah, there's colleges that are envious of this, of the bank, as we like to call it here. It's a beautiful facility. Mandan definitely did it right in this whole school, not just the gym.
And you're seeing that more now with kind of the same kind of landscape of kind of having that track kind of going around on the concourse area.
Well, they're so good for the community, too, to have that track, right? Like, you can use it for gym class. You can use it for, people can come in here and use it. I don't know if they do during school hours, but if they have some open time, it's just such a valuable thing for your track teams and your other athletes to, during the day to work out on it.
As Wolf goes 1 for 2. And it's just in Killdeer, and with their new gym, they did very similar.
Yeah.
As kicked out to Briley's Bears, too. Finding it to Riley, pulling the trigger on a three, off the back iron. Shimmick hauls it down. Shimmick turns around, draws the foul on Stevenson.
Yeah, good rebounding there by Shimmick. He's just had a really good basketball game. Another offensive rebound for him, and he's going to head to the free throw line to see if he can't extend his 10 points on the night.
He's been sharp there today at the charity stripe. Carson Shimmick around 65% there on the season.
Kirky's got a little blood on his arm, so we'll see if they can. Oh, I got a sub coming in for him, so he can handle that right away.
What if he comes back with a new pair of shoes?
Yeah, maybe. Maybe. He's got 3 pairs back there.
It's kind of like the movie Like Mike. I don't know if you ever watched that one.
I got young kids. I've seen them all. Yeah. This is the first one there. See if he can't keep this thing. Yeah.
5 for 6 at the charity stripe tonight. He's got 11 points in total for Carson Shimmick.
So solid. They're just guarding people. They're really doing a good job on the perimeter of defending, and offensively they've gotten great looks.
It's 43-29. Mandan pulling away. Stevenson, nice find down low to Wolf.
Yeah, Cam Wolf do a job of cutting from the left corner all the way down to the glass. Very similar to what Shimmick's been doing all night around the hoop. That time getting his own bucket.
Wentz. Good ball movement. Birch settles it for 3. Stevenson might have got a piece of that when he was trying to avoid Birch as he was kind of flying into him.
Yeah, he could have put Birch into the first row if he really wanted to there and did a good job of avoiding contact.
As Daychild, maybe him being a little bit of a linebacker on the football field almost kicked in. As Daychild takes it out to Wolf, finding into a cutting Stevenson.
The double is there. The kick is there. That's what I was talking about.
Can't get it to go, and a foul on the ground as Stevenson gets tossed on the ground there.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was talking about. Getting Cranston on that opposite side of Stevenson and working on those skip passes and just not able to get it to fall. Was almost down. Stevenson that time just did a good job of chasing after that out rebound and causing another tough foul.
That's exactly how to draw it up. Just could not get the points to show for it. Cranston, 2 tries down in the paint, loose ball, and it's Shimmick that gets there first.
Yeah, good possession there. Again, just Dickinson's not able to. They're getting great looks. They're just not able to finish them.
As Bears Tail gets it out to Birch. To the left wing, chest passed across to Riley. Bears Tail down low. Shimmick, reversal layup, and everything Shimmick's putting in, making it look easy.
He's just moving so well without the basketball. You know, the guards are getting downhill. His player's coming up to help, and he's able to find some free space.
Cameron Wolf can't get the three-pointer to go, and the three-pointer woes continue.
Yeah, just haven't been able to get any rhythm from behind the arc of the Mavs.
As Briley Bearstail gets to the outside and around Dylan Glauser.
Things starting to get out of hand here. 16-point lead, and Mandan Dickinson just hasn't been able to get any rhythm on the offensive end.
And they've kind of continued to show that their entire hand is putting the chips towards that behind the arc table.
Yeah, you're exactly right. You know, Stevenson's had a good night. He's had 13 points. He's been a monster on the boards, but, you know, they're not getting downhill as much as Mandan is, and Mandan's doing a lot of good things, getting in the lane, creating for themselves or creating for others, and right now that's winning the ball game.
As Glauser will chest it out again, 14 three-pointers on Tuesday. They've been limited to 3 today, and they are few and far between in the makes as Glauser blocked away by Riley Bearstail. Daychild to Cranston in the near
2
corner.
On the shot clock. He doesn't
2
know
on the
it.
shot clock. Glauser did see it last second and will not get it off in time.
Yeah, Cranston wasn't aware of it. Glauser was, just couldn't get the ball into his hands quick enough, and great defensive possession from Mandan, and those are Coach Schaefer's favorites right there. When you can guard for 30 seconds and get that horn to sound and get the turnover, those are a lot of fun as a staff and as a team.
As Newbakirky checking back in. Again, Brandon Schaefer, he's got the Mandan Braves clicking on all cylinders today.
Yeah, they look like a Mandan Brave team tonight. They look like a team willing to guard people. They look like a team sticking to a scouting report. They're doing a good job of not overturning it over against the pressure of Dickinson, and they're letting Dickinson have some shots, and they're living with them, and right now they're living good.
Kirky sails in, foul on the ground on Cranston. Well, they're
getting to their spot faster. Like, they're getting down there. Cookie that time takes his guy off the bounce, Boston Cranston wants to come over and take a charge, he's just a step slow. Kirky got there quicker, and Briley did the same thing a minute ago, getting to the rim as well. Like, they're just getting to their spot faster than Dickinson is right now.
This is the most maybe adversity of trying to claw from behind that Dickinson's seen all season.
Yeah, no doubt, and they got some work to do if they want to, kind of keep that spot firmly 3-game lead, and this would be a big chink in the armor if Mandan was able to finish this one off.
And you look at their losses this season; they were all, in that game and towards the last few minutes, and right now Mandan has put it on display as Kirky 1 for 2, and Wentz steals it away and cashes it in for 2.
Yeah, I think it's starting to get D-Day right here for Coach Glaser. He's going to have to figure out something, whether it's a timeout and figure something out, because he's got to recharge these guys, because they got a long ways to go right now if they're going to get back in this game.
The length of the paint also playing a factor. Another block for Mandan. Here's a 3 for Wentz. Skips off the rim, and Orton wins the race. He'll get hit on the arm by Weissman. It'll be a foul on the Braves.
Stevenson's checked back in. Let's see if they can't play through him a little bit, and Cranston goes out.
For Dickinson, I think you just need a couple buckets, get that confidence
you just
back
need to feel good about something. What do they have at half? 26. So they've only scored 5 points this
28.
half. 28. So they've only scored 3 points this half. And we're already 7 minutes into the game. 6, 7. We're already 6. I got young kids. I told you that.
I was like, Joe, did you just do that?
Yeah, I got young kids. As soon as I said it, I knew I was going to say that too. But yeah, there we go. Got a 3 early, and now let's see if they can get some momentum off of that.
I think the big thing is getting that bench back in there. Now you see the bench clapping around now and trying to mentally get back into this game.
Need some energy. Get this thing, under 10 with 6 to go, and give yourself a chance.
Birch fires a 3. Hauled down by Stevenson. He turns around. He's got Orton down the court. Good defense, transition defense by Birch, though. They'll run with him. As Leeson finding out to Stevenson. That's a long 2.
Yeah, Coach Schaefer, he calling the timeout. He feels momentum swift, and he wants to get his guys regroup. Look at the clock, look at the scoreboard. Just keep doing what we're doing to build this lead. Good timeout from Coach Schaefer.
What a difference 2 shots can make on the momentum side.
Amazing.
As Dickinson bench buying back into the game as they trail by 14, but have hit their last 2 shots when we return here on the PSP Network.
Dear valued customer, I'm Jared Lundeen, owner of Trusted Tire and Auto. Around here, winters can be long and roads can be rough. That's why you deserve a reliable partner. We carry premium tires installed by our certified team of experts, and our total car care covers it all, from brakes, transmissions, diagnostics, and more. And trust, we know it's built through real local connections, even small things like a handwritten thank you. Choose us for trusted service that goes the extra mile. Sincerely, Jared.
That sinking feeling you get when this happens? That's oil change-anxiety. The anxiety of being without a car with a billion things to do. The fear of being overcharged. The stress of not knowing where to go or who to trust. But you never get those feelings at Valvoline Instant Oil Change, where you can watch us work right from your car, and we finish up in about 15 minutes.
We changed your oil and did our 18-point safety check.
Valvoline Instant Oil Change.
Big thanks out to Valvoline Instant Oil Change. They've helped us bring in the pregame shows for both the games and the doubleheader tonight. As we come back, Mandan leads 50-36, but Dickinson having a little momentum, cashing in on their last 2 shots.
Yeah, definitely. And the beauty of the 3-ball, they're going to call a charge.
The Eagle staff made this shot, but as you mentioned, it's a charge, and just the change of the bench in about 45 seconds of a difference. You looked at the bench, and everyone had their heads down.
Yep.
Then Leeson comes in, fires a 3. Hey, wait a second.
Yep.
And Stevenson hits a long 2, and right there they bought back in.
And then defensively, too, they've gotten 2 straight stops in a row now, that time taking a charge. Those are the momentum plays that really can help a team. Let's see if they can answer one more time and see if Stevenson can be the answer to that question again.
Leeson swings it out to Bollinger for 3 off the rim. Hauled in by Orton, back to a cutting Bollinger. It's jarred loose from behind. We have got a mad scramble down for the ball. Shimmick finally comes loose for it. As here comes Kirky. He's got Bearstail with him. Bearstail gets a Maverick in the air, can't get the finish. Pinballs around. Here comes Glaser.
Now it's time just to settle down and get a good possession. Yep. Good call there from Coach. He knows how important this possession is.
Timeout taken by Coach Glazer, as let's stay right here with you and take a look at some scores, finalized scores around the great state here in AA. For girls tonight, Mandan defeated Dickinson 76-37. Century over Legacy 61-45. Bismarck defeated Jamestown 66-55. Minot over Minot North 97-56. And no final there from St. Mary's versus Williston. Well, now over for the boys slate, as Legacy, Century tied at the half, Legacy lead Century at the half, 28-25. Excuse me there.
Yeah, I'm getting a few texts from some people at that game, and it's one of those just nose to nose, running into pane glass right now. Both teams are struggling on the offensive end and really playing hard-nosed defense.
Other scores, Minot leads Minot North 56-37. Williston defeated St. Mary's in a final 73-72, and Bismarck up big over Jamestown 66-30. As we're back here in Mandan, 50-36, the Braves lead over the Mavericks, and Glazer draws a foul.
That's awesome. That's perfect, right? Go to the free throw line, have a chance to score with the shot clock. I know there's still 10 minutes to go, but anytime you can cut the lead, build up the bonus, and get to the free throw line is huge.
Again, we mentioned it earlier on in the broadcast. Free throws could be big coming up, and Dickinson had some struggles at the charity stripe earlier on tonight, but they'll get a big one there from Glazer. Glazer's second one just as good as the first one. He's got 7, and the Mavericks within a dozen.
Yeah, and I said get this under 10 with 6 to go. They have a chance to get this under 10 with 8, 9 to go.
As it will find its way to Briley Bear's tail, now to Riley at the top. Finding out to Shimmick. Good ball movement around the perimeter.
Yeah, doing a good job of keeping good spacing and moving without the ball right now, the Braves.
Briley Bear's tail, corner 3. Can't get it to cash in. Hauled in by Leeson.
That would have been a huge stop there.
Jogs it up the court, gives it away. Here comes Riley Bearstail. Can't get the finish, but the putback is there for Jamari Birch.
Yeah, good play there from Birch and Bearstail. Riley just did a really good job of attacking that ball in transition and just kind of stopping the bleeding a little bit for the Braves.
That's the 9th team foul for Mandan.
They've been playing aggressive. Now it's time to play smart. Refs are calling it. Got to make adjustments, especially with the lead.
Fouls right now, 9 for Mandan, 2 for Dickinson, and Leeson capitalizes on the first of the bonus, so he'll be able to shoot a second.
Got to make adjustments now. You can't just let Dickinson walk to the free throw line and find rhythm, seeing the ball go down from the free throw line. Good three-point shooters go to the free throw line, see 2 go down. They're bound to make their next one.
As Bollinger got a little grab of a Braves jersey and sent one down to get the board, but for Bollinger, you're probably one of the smallest players on the court night in and night out, trying to take advantage.
Low to the ground, physical and strong, and thought he would get away with that one, but they're still a little bit too aggressive.
And a timeout taken by Coach Schaefer as Dickinson brings it within 13. It's 52-39 as we take the break. Mandan leads with 9:17 to go.
Every football fan has their Sunday routine. Maybe it's setting your lineup, firing up the grill, or claiming your spot on the couch. But the center of every Sunday is the drive. The morning drive home before kickoff. The drive to your buddy's watch party. Wherever you're headed, we can take you there.
Timeout taken by Mandan to keep possession of this basketball as Carson Shimmick, the inbounder. With 9:17 to go, they're up by 13. Shimmick to Birch. Ooh, he was stepping out of bounds, but they're going to get a bailed out by a Dickinson foul on the ground, as that's Dickinson's 4th in the half.
And Dickinson's got to be smart, too. They're in this basketball game. They don't have to start fouling and creating offense for Mandan too early.
Shimmick finds it out to Birch. As here's the press for Dickinson. Leeson pokes that ball out of the hands of Shimmick, and he's the last one to touch it.
Yeah, good job there. A little bit of contact there. Coach Schaefer wants the foul call. They let him play on, and Dickinson able to track the turnover.
Leeson driving hard. He's cut off by Shimmick. Glazer lets one go off the rim. Leeson pulls down the board.
Leeson's got good energy here these last 3 or 4 minutes, making plays for his team.
As he'll find it out to his quarterback on the football field, Stevenson. Bounce pass, last touch by Shimmick. As he'll knock it out of play.
I think this is a good time to get that ball back inside to Stevenson. You're in the bonus. Send him to the free throw line if nothing else and get him point-blank range. Give him some depth around the hoop.
Paxton Leeson. Pump fake on the 3, buys in some pressure, gives it out to Stevenson off the glass, hauled in by Shimmick. He hands it off to Birch.
Shimmick's been awesome tonight. I know, Kirky's probably been the guy that's been scoring and doing those things, but Shimmick has done just about everything else as far as rebounding and finishing and defending tonight.
As Birch takes a peek at the line, make sure he's not out of bounds. They find DeWentz. Quick look to Shimmick, and it swirls in for Carson Shimmick.
Man, he's had a good basketball game tonight.
He certainly has, as he's got 15 for Shimmick. 54-39, they extend the lead back to 15.
Yeah, Dickinson's kind of, unless they make, just enough there to get that snuck over the top. I was going to say, they've kind of lost that momentum they came out with. Now we're under 8 minutes to go, back to 13 points. They need to get stops. They can't just be trading buckets anymore.
Well, they'll get a stop right there as pass goes behind. Cranston and Wolf come back in.
Interesting to see if they get Cranston and Stevenson in some ball screen action here and see if he can't make some plays with that action.
It's a 13-point game. But with Dickinson's star power, they can shoot the lights out.
They're just going to post them up.
Still very much in this one.
Skips are available if they want them.
Stevenson cuts through. Pollinger going to pull a trigger on a 3, skips off the rim, and it's Shimmick out rebounding Stevenson.
Mandan's rolling the dice, saying you got to make those shots because we're not letting Stevenson score, and Dickinson just hasn't been able to get one.
As Wentz resets to the top. Riley Bearstail, one-hand pass to Birch. Now they'll stop it at Shimmick at the top with 7:08 remaining. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Birch loses it to Glazer. Glazer hits the gas pedal, trying to time the block as Bearstail. He will not be able to, and Glazer has got 9.
Yeah, coach's kid ain't going to quit. Glazer does a good job there of making a play. That was off the knee of Riley. Yes, it was. And that's another turnover from Mandan. See if they can't create another offensive possession here and score. Got to think this ball is going to be in Cranston's hands or Stevenson's hand here. See if they can't cut it under 10 with 7 to go.
They'll bring back in Nupa Kirky and KP Eaglestaff, trying to slow this momentum, because you have a feeling if Dickinson can get this to single digits, the momentum that could give to the Mavericks.
And the way they shoot the 3. They haven't made a lot tonight, but they have that ability at all times. Wentz is going to have to do a good job on Stevenson with the Shimmick on the floor, with Shimmick out of the game.
Stevenson, not sure if that was like a behind-the-back pass
I think
or
he just lost the dribble on
it.
that one, yeah. Good job there from Bearstail coming over to help Wentz on the roll and kind of just creating a little bit of havoc there for Stevenson.
As Kirky gets it to KP Eaglestaff, again more press for Dickinson. It's going to be quickly broke by Riley Bearstail. Flip it out to Kirky. Mr. Highlight Reel tonight. Bearstail to Bearstail. Wentz stopped by Glazer, just came with a steal just a couple of moments ago. Kirky finding the Eaglestaff, 10 seconds on the shot clock, and there's the travel.
That was the right call. I thought maybe they could have called a foul the second one, but after he did travel, because he hop-stepped, and then it was probably a foul after that because there's a hand check, but I think that was the right call all the way. He definitely did not have a pivot foot down when he took his first step.
Well, Paxton Leeson, he's been coming in with some energy. The last couple times they called his number, he checks back in.
He definitely has, and they're going to give him a chance here again. And then the bonus. So that's a bad foul. Just you're sending Boston Cranston, who has got no rhythm in this game right now, chance to go to the free throw line and see 2 drop, cut it to 10 with 6 to go. Just a bad foul way out there on the perimeter like that.
Cranston right now is
6 points.
Held to 6.
0 for 2 in the second half from the free throw line, so he needs to see the ball go down the hole a little bit.
And right on cue.
And I'm telling you, good shooters, if they can see a couple go down, it's bound to happen that they're going to get some sort of a three-pointer later on. And if he can just get that confidence back and just get a little rhythm.
He goes 2 for 2 at the line, and Dickinson is pulled within single digits. They're down by 9 with just over 6 minutes to go. There's the pressure. Kirky.
That was 10.
It up in 10 seconds.
Sure was.
Well, Joe, you said if they can get it down to within 10 and 6 minutes.
Under 6, and this is a big possession here. I mean, it's a brand new ball game if they can score here, and all momentum is on their side.
As Cranston.
Yep.
Hesitation move, hard to the rack. He wanted a foul, will not get one.
I like the no call there. I thought that, I mean, the game has been physical enough. Cranston needs to finish that one. He had a good look at it.
Kirk of the Bears till drives in, flips it out to Eaglestaff, cannot hold on the basketball.
Man, oh man, the turnovers are mounting right now for Mandan. That's 3 or 4 in a row now. Dickinson's been able to take advantage of a few. See if they can take advantage of one here.
Like, it's night and day. I mean, you saw Dickinson with all the turnovers in the first part of this game, and now it's starting to turn into Mandan.
Nice skip pass.
As Leeson fakes the pass, drives in, hits the brakes on the baseline, tries to pivot out of trouble and does. 5:30 to go. Cranston trying to find Leeson, intercepted by Eaglestaff.
Just really good defense there by Eaglestaff, sinking the level of the basketball, seeing the open guy in the corner and taking it away.
Riley Bears tail finding to Eaglestaff, now to Riley. The left wing. Kirky going on attack. Shifts it out to Shimmick.
Wasn't out very long, was he?
No. Quick breather and back in. Briley, Bears tail, and he nails the 3.
Great answer there from Briley, knocking down the big 3. He's got 8 in the second half, 12 for the game.
Glazer
and the block shot there.
Away. Stevenson, right place, right time, off the glass and in.
Nice play there from Stevenson. 10 points, 4 to go. Got to get some stops.
Wolf going to be called on a foul. That's going to be the Mavericks' 5th team foul. As Glazer checks out, Tatum Bollinger checks in. Trying to add a little bit more defense into the lineup, trying to get a big stop here with 4:43 remaining, down by 10.
They're going to call an off-ball foul there on Cranston, holding Eaglestaff, holding Barristel, trying to get open. Good officiating there, not just watching the ball, watching the play.
As Kirky in on the honors. Whips it in. Riley to Briley. In the near corner. He had a big-time three-pointer, but this one will give it up right to Stevenson. Shimmick trying to run him down, and Stevenson jams one home.
Can that be the energy boost that they need? Only up 8. Can they get a stop here?
Kirky to Eaglestaff for 3. There's a big answer back.
Big answer, but didn't get back on defense.
And a quick bucket the other way for Cameron Wolf.
Yeah, KP kind of celebrated that one a little bit too long, and Stevenson ran right down the floor and got the bucket. Got to get a stop here. This is a huge possession to get a stop.
As Kirky Euro step, switches to his left hand, dribbles off the rim. Stevenson hauls in, and he's got Leeson. He will find him. Leeson for the layup.
Yeah, again, that big bucket Eaglestaff hits. Stevenson just keeps playing and beats everybody down the floor. KB's pretty excited about the shot. Ends up giving up a wide open layup, and now it's only a 7-point game.
It was poked loose, and you hear the audible gasp on the Dickinson side once the foul was called. But you see Dan Glazer saying, hey, it's okay. He's fine with it.
7-point game now. Finally, both teams are in the bonus, and Kirky has a chance to just settle everybody down and knock down a couple free throws. He missed the front end of this one, though, and all of a sudden, energy's right back in Dickinson's lap.
For much of this game, Dickinson has been trailed by double digits, and then they would bring it back into 11-point gap, and then it's a big shot for Mandan to extend it back up.
Yep.
Dickinson's got it back in single digits.
But in a game of runs, does Dickinson have the energy in the last 3.5 minutes to pull it out, or is Mandan going to be solid and not turn the ball over and knock down some free throws and do what they've been doing the whole game?
As that one will rattle home, 2 big free throws for Noompa Kirky.
Huge free throws. And
up by 9, Glazer trying to get those 2 points right back. Stevenson will.
Man, is he a beast. I mean, there's not a There's not a high school basketball team in the country that wouldn't take a guy like Stevenson on their roster.
Smart timeout for Schaefer as he saw his point guard trapped in the corner.
A lot of experience on the sideline to call timeout.
It's a 7-point game. Mandan trying to hold on to their lead, 62-55 with 3:32 left to go.
When disasters strike, we don't just clean up the damage, we rebuild what was lost. With over 75 years of experience, we turn disaster zones back into homes, businesses, and peace of mind. From cleanup to repair and full restoration, our trained professionals are with you every step, so you're never facing it alone. Because when you hire trained professionals, you get trusted results. Call ServPro in Minot, Bismarck, or Williston today.
Well, Joe, let's buckle up. I think we're going to be in for a fun finish.
No doubt. Both teams are in the bonus. The Mavericks have 2 timeouts left. Braves only 1, so that's something that Coach Schaefer's going to have to keep an eye on. He's going to want to keep that one for any emergency situation late, so he's got to trust his guys probably here the next 2 minutes without calling a foul or without calling a timeout.
As Cameron Wolf jumps the route, he'll take it away and almost gives it away right back, but Bollinger goes hard to the basketball, and now hard to the hoop. Tatum, Bollinger.
5-point game.
Brings it within 5.
Uncle Mo's in the Mavericks territory.
And Bollinger rips it away. Last touch by Eaglestaff.
Uncle Mo is sitting on the Dickinson bench right now, and Bollinger's a lot of the reason why we saw a minute ago it was it Leeson? How do you say that?
Leeson.
Leeson was the guy that brought the energy, and now this time Bollinger, and so let's see if Cranston can't wake up here with 3 to go and make those plays that we all know he has in him.
Bollinger, a ranch kid, and he definitely shows that ranch strength.
Absolutely.
As Leeson settles in, rolls out of the hoop. Who's it last touched on? They will say Mandan. 5-point basketball game under 3 minutes to go.
Yeah, gotta find Wolf there. Wolf and Stevenson both caused some havoc there. Someone's got to put a body on those guys and finish that rebound.
See Stevenson gasp, but he's trying to continue on playing hard for the last 3 minutes. Leeson blocked away, and just the length for Mandan has been key all night. We should have kept a block tower because it's been a block party for the Braves.
Eaglestaff, Bears Tails, obviously Wentz out there right now. Just a lot of guys with a lot of length.
As Wolf at the top whips it down to Glazer. Stevenson, a little shimmy and shake.
Good defense.
Hard drive. Stevenson shows his power. And he's continued. He's got over 20 points tonight.
Wentz did a great job guarding that time. He just needed someone to help dig that ball out and wasn't able to do it.
Cranston, I think, tried to seal. He didn't touch it.
Cranston touched it. I was questioning if Kirky touched it or not, but Stripes there had a great angle on it, and I believe him.
3-point game, 62-59.
They don't need to foul here. There's no need for Cam Wolf to do anything crazy on this possession.
Briley Bearstail to try to give him some insurance down late. Ball pinballs. Kirky draws the foul and 1 for Nupa Kirky.
Yeah, good play from Nupa there. He has been pretty quiet this second half, but made his 2 free throws to stretch the lead. That time just out hustles for the offensive rebound and is going to get the and 1. Keep this thing 2 possessions. 2:15 to go. 64-59. Nupa has a chance to go to 6-point lead here.
A big-time shot for the Braves. Exactly what the doctor ordered if you're a fan of Mandan. As Kirky can't get the 3-point play. Wentz almost gets the rebound.
Wentz just out-muscled Stevenson for that one, and Stevenson able to catch back up.
5-point game. Cranston down low. Leeson, reverse layup.
Yeah, Leeson's been really good here these last 10 minutes. That time Cranston didn't force it and was able to get his hand getting into Leeson.
Cranston Glazer steals it away, almost gives it back up.
Such a good defensive play by Cranston and just about giving back there. And not that I'm cheering for any team. I just hate those bad turnovers as a coach. It makes you want to stay up at night all night and never sleep. But Dickinson able to retain the ball there.
We'll stay with you during the timeout break. Timeouts today have been brought to you by First International Bank and Trust. As we've got it going on here, let's show you a little Ryan Family Dealerships. Instant replay. For 50 years, Orion's been a trusted name for car buyers in western North Dakota. Look at that find from Cranston. to Leeson, as Mandan has led a majority of this game by double digits in the second half. But Dickinson, the bench, bought in after a Leeson three-pointer, and since then, the momentum has started turning and turning a little bit more and more.
And Stevenson's been that guy the whole game, right? He's played all the minutes he's been on the floor, probably 32 of the 36 of them. He's given everything he's got, and he's, what's he got now, 26 points on the night. So he's been the absolute cog of it, but Leeson and Bollinger both stepped up and made some plays for him. And Gloucester's had some nice defensive action as well. He's got 9 points himself, but this is going to come down to, one, is Stevenson just going to keep making his will set? Can Boston Cranston make a play happen? And then on the Mandan side, do they have enough left in them? It's always hard to see that lead dwindle, but you're in a 2-minute basketball game with a 3-point lead. You have a chance to get a big-time win right now. I'm not sure. Yeah, I was going to say, I think the Bears still – Riley forgot what side of the floor he was on there, but got it fixed before it started.
Dickinson can tie this game or bring it within one on this position.
Skips are there still.
Glosser hop step, and it's going to be a charge. And guess who takes it? Carson Shimmick.
Yeah, that's a play of the game type play right there. If they come back and win the basketball game, you can look back at Carson Shimmick stepping in the game and taking a charge in a 3-point game with under 2 to go.
Big time charge for Shimmick, and it's already added to an impressive resume he's put on display tonight.
Mandan's still got to play with no reason to foul if you're Dickinson, and Mandan's got to figure out how to play without turning it over.
Kirky breaks the press. The Briley Bears tilt. 20 seconds on the shot clock. 1:40 on the game clock. Here comes Eaglestaff. Flies in, dribbles on the rim, and in for KP Eaglestaff. He's been limited to 5 points tonight, but that's a big bucket.
Yeah, good take there from KP, knocking down the 2-pointer, driving on the bad closeout, able to get the easy bucket.
Leeson, spin move, gets the points right back.
Man, he's been good the second half. 9 points in the second half, and all of them coming here in the last 10 minutes on this run. Still no need to foul. Stepped out of bounds.
And Mandan stepping out of bounds on KP Eaglestaff right in front of the Dickinson bench. Maybe that's the worst part, to step out of bounds, because you know you're not going to get away with it with about 10 guys on the sideline pointing at your feet.
Yeah, and that's just not a good place to catch the ball either. You really only have one direction you can go, and any good defender is going to ride you out of bounds and force her to have to make a call that time. Just not enough, and they get the turnover.
Dickinson back within a possession. Stevenson to Cranston. Try to pump fake and get in position there, and said will take a foul on KP Eaglestaff.
So that's basically the same as the skip, right? Because the whole side of the floor is basically concentrating on Stevenson. Cranston's on the opposite side. Hasn't made a 3 in the second half. Real smart play there, shot faking, getting the foul. Now you can see himself knock down a couple free throws here and keep this thing real tight and real stressful for the Braves.
Well, if Eaglestaff missed him, you know he's probably going to shimmy over and fire a 3.
Yep, exactly.
As Cranston's first one cashes in, we've got a 2-point basketball game.
He's now made 3 free throws in a row. He's feeling comfortable out there again. Made some good plays with the ball. Gotten a few steals. 1 minute to go. Brand new ball game.
Make it a 1-point game after trailing by double digits almost the entirety of this half.
Again,
they're within 1 with 1 minute to go.
No need to foul. Cause some chaos, see if you can get a turnover. That's no need to foul.
As Leeson playing aggressive. He was jumping up and down. He thought he came with it scot-free.
And Shimmick's going to be the one to see if he can't stretch this back to a 3-point lead. He's taking the charge. He's been great on the offensive end, scoring the basketball. He's had to battle Stevenson all night. Let's see if he can make some clutch free throws now.
First one is good.
Where there's no doubter on that one.
As he's 6 for 7 on the free throw line. We're going to stay with you right here. Not going to want to miss a moment of the action. As Carson Shimmick has been that guy for the Braves.
He
has
really
been clutch. Anyway, taking a charge here earlier, then makes a free throw. And for Carson Shimmick, here's a guy that's around 65% free throw percent shooter. Well, tonight you look at it, he only missed 1, 6 for 7 at the charity stripe. He has been big in this one, seeing if he can hit another one to go up by 3 and a little bit of that safety blanket.
Yeah, not only his offensive performance, but he's had to battle Stevenson all night, whether it's boxing out and rebounding or just guarding that big bull, driving down the lane on him. So he's had his hands full all night, and not only is he putting that energy on the defensive end, he's bringing it on the offensive end too. So again, taking a charge, you can knock down 2 free throws here, just winning basketball, and see if he can't do that and keep it at least a full one possession, so you know if you have the ball in your hand at the end of this game, you at least have a chance to win.
Well, if you're Dickinson, what do you want to draw up if you're the coach there, Joe?
I think you're just talking about what you're going to do when you come down the floor. Are you trying to get a kind of a 2-for-1, 3-for-1? Are you trying to move quick, or are you trying to score and get into your press? Who are the foul guys on the floor? Who do you want to foul if you're down? You only got one timeout left now, so you got to kind of let everybody know that, and so you kind of need that for the foul game. So just kind of getting everybody settled in.
Shimmick off the back iron, hauled down there by Stevenson. 2-point game.
Wolfie got that one.
Can tie it on to this possession or take the lead. With less than a minute to go. Stevenson
skip
to Leeson in the corner, rattles in.
Nice skip play there. Drove the ball, got to the hot hand in the opposite corner. Dickinson with a 1-point lead. No need to foul. You're going to have time to get the ball back at the end of the game. Just guard your butt off.
After trailing by double digits, they have taken the lead as Dickinson in the final seconds. 23 on the board, 15 on the shot clock. Kirky backing down Bollinger, flips it out. Bear's tail to Wentz for three. The response skips off the rim. Wolf hauls it down. He's wanting Mandan to foul. Then he calls for a timeout, but the foul happened before the timeout, and Wolf is going to be shooting some big free throws on his side now. Cameron Wolf. Here's someone that has put in the effort at the charity stripe after having some tough games at charity stripe this year. Then he, at the end of the games, would shoot free throws once the game hit final. Now in a big moment for clutch free throws, and that practice is paying off for Cameron Wolf.
Yeah, you said it best. He's had some tough times there. Now they got a 2-point lead. Still really need this one. I mean, 9 seconds left with how lethal shooting Mandan is. You've got to be able to make this and at least know that you're going to see overtime if you don't guard. Big thing here for Dickinson is no time and score. Know that they're going to try to bring it down on you fast. Get yourself in a defensive stance. Don't put them to the free throw line unless maybe you're up 3. Maybe Coach Glosser's an up 3 foul guy. Let him dribble a couple times, foul, make him shoot 2 free throws. You got Stevenson and Wolf rebound it, finish the game that way. But just have a plan here. This is your last time out, or this was Mandan's time, excuse me. So just have a plan here coming out of this. Know what you're going to do, whether you're fouling or not. No time and score. Know where the shooters are, and know that also you have a timeout. So if there's a loose ball, jump on that thing and scream timeout as fast as you can, because you don't have the jump ball arrow. So just kind of getting everybody regrouped here is really important for both teams. Obviously, Mandan's drawing up their 3-point play, and then with the option to drive if you're only down 2.
Again, as I mentioned, Cameron Wolf earlier this year after the game went final, he would always get the rebounding machine, set it up himself, plug it in, and go to work after the games. He hit a big-time free throw to go up by 2. Now trying to go up by 3 with 9 seconds remaining. Depending on a make or a miss, it could drop. What we're going to see from the Braves. This one left short. Will they go for the 3 or go for the tie? Kirky, 5 seconds to Bear's tail. No, he'll drive in, swing it out. Kirky for the win at the buzzer, skips off the rim, and Dickinson.
Down as many as 18 at one time, 16. Wow.
A double-digit comeback for Dickinson, led by Nate Stevenson and Paxton Leeson. The 2 football stars getting it done on the basketball court tonight in comeback fashion. Dickinson wins 69-67. We have a lot to unpack, Joe, when we come back.
No doubt.
On the Charbonneau Car Center post-game show.
This presentation on the PSP Network is proudly brought to you by
Welcome back in Charbonneau Car Center postgame show. It is the final Dickinson in comeback fashion, picking up the 69-67 win against the Mandan Braves on the road. Joe Cattell, I'm going to kick it to you with head coach Dan Glauser.
Yeah, Coach, we talked in the pregame show this was going to be a track meet, how a bunch of points, a bunch of three-pointers are going to be made, and it was the exact opposite of that. This was more of WDA grinded-out basketball. Talk a little bit about finding a different style to win tonight than you have in the past.
Yeah, there's a lot of three-pointers.
just not a lot made.
Yeah, I got to stop that Cattell three-point shooting academy at practice.
I'm a shooter, not a maker, man. I'm a shooter, not a maker.
No, but, yeah, definitely. And I think, Boston struggled tonight too, which I haven't seen in a long time, coming off one of the most impressive games that he's had all season. But, we picked them up, and we kept battling. We got some big stops when we needed to. We picked up the pressure on defense and forced some nice turnovers that I thought really helped us. But you know what? These kids are unbelievable. They are determined, and I don't think I don't know what the most we were down was, but
16. I think
16.
I had. Yeah.
Oh my gosh! And
that was 12 minutes to go.
You couldn't tell by one kid on the court that we were down 16. It was like a tie ball game. The body language was exactly what we talk about, and I'm just proud of the way they acted, the way they focused, and they just finished the game. Even though, I keep telling them, you just play the game the right way, and the shots aren't always going to fall, but as long as you play the game the right way, usually the percentages work out, and they did for Paxton Leeson in the corner down there, so that helped out a lot.
I feel awful not having Stevenson up here. He was the most consistent guy all night. He probably had 32 minutes of just hard-nosed basketball. He kept you in it for a long time with his offensive rebounding. Talk a little bit about him. For a minute there, again, you guys are a terrific three-point shooting team, but for a while there, it was Stevenson with the ball, offensive rebound or finish, drive it, create for somebody. For a minute there, it was just Stevenson just bringing it for you.
Yeah, and you said the most consistent tonight. It's been the whole season.
Yeah.
That guy has been, like you guys say a lot of times, he's a walking double-double.
Yeah, he's a bull in China cabinet,
It's
man.
both sides. The kid's a beast. I don't know how else to put it. He works his tail off in the weight room. It obviously shows, and he's a leader. And the one thing that I love about him is just his determination and the way he competes. He's such a competitor, and it doesn't matter what he's doing. And that's the great part, and I think that's where we have the most fun with him is that, whatever stupid game we're playing, ping pong, tipsy cup, whatever it's going to be. It's always fun to beat him because he takes it so hard and he competes no matter what he's doing.
Yeah, and you mentioned it a minute ago. Boston was kind of off tonight a little bit. I thought Dylan played a good game defensively. Was trying to make things happen.
Yeah.
Paxton really came in those last 12 minutes and brought that surge. Bollinger made 2 big hustle plays for you. How does it's got to feel – you coached this group for a long time, obviously, with the son on the team. For these guys to all be older now and to realize that it doesn't always have to be making shots to win games. And all 4 of those guys made winning basketball plays for you.
Yeah, and it's funny that you talk about that because we just talked about the other day how, Billy Donovan used to have his assistant coaches keep time of players when they don't have the ball and they're on the court. Like, when you have the ball, it's a small, tiny chunk of time that you're out there. So what are you doing when you don't have the ball? And that's what we've been focusing on these last 2 weeks. And like you said, it showed tonight. Just making plays, whether it's a box out, whether it's a steal, whether it's a trap, something that's not on the stat sheet is what we've done really well these last 3 games. And tonight we did it again. It's just that the ball didn't go on the hoop as much.
I got to ask, you put Paxton in that corner for the skip pass on the Stevenson drive, or it just happened in the offense?
We called a play, and we ran it wrong.
You're supposed to say this exactly how I drew it up, Joe.
I can't lie about that. It was Nate and Paxton, the 2 big juniors that play quite a bit on our team, and they've been playing with each other for a while. I think Nate just kind of knew where Paxton was, and
found the hot
microwave.
hand.
He's the microwave.
Found the hot hand.
Yeah.
I love it. Awesome, Coach. Congratulations. That's a big road win for you. Keeps you solid in that 3rd spot. Congrats,
All right,
Coach.
you.
Come on over, Paxton. Sorry for the delay. Coach is a good talker, so you got to ask him one extra question all the time. Hey, man, down 16, 12 to go. You get in the game, start making a couple hustle plays, get the defense rolling. What were you guys talking about in the huddle, and what kind of kept you guys in this game, kept your spark going?
It kind of came from the locker room. You know, Coach kind of got after me in the locker room. First half didn't go too well. I wasn't really hustling, wasn't rebounding. It's just those little things, not always scoring, you know. So I knew I had to come out and do my part, which is maybe go get an offensive rebound, play some defense.
A couple times tonight, you know, obviously three-point balls weren't going down tonight. I mean, you had two big ones in the second half there, but, you know, what was the constant conversation with you and Boston and Dylan and Tatum out there, and obviously your bigs, Cam and Stevenson as well? What were the conversations being had out there?
Kind of keep shooting, you know. We knew we were going to fall, whether it was me or, I mean, just layups, too. Like, we had great passers on our team. Nate, I mean, he's finding people all over the court. So I think with them just finding me or finding whoever's open kind of helps our team.
Last play of the game for you guys on the offensive end there, or last, you know, your bucket that you made. What's your mindset? What are you thinking about? Do you know that ball's coming to you? Are you in the right spot?
It's going in.
Just got to catch it and it's going in?
Yeah.
Awesome. What's that feel like? You ever been able to hit a game-winning or game bucket like that?
Not really, no. Not that I've been a part of, especially on the varsity team, but it was fun.
That's all right. We'll write that one down. It'll be on PSP. You can watch it on the way home.
Sounds good.
Awesome, man. Congratulations on the win. Big W for you on the road.
Thank you.
Thanks, Paxton. Back to you, Brock.
Thank you. As great interviews here tonight. Dan Glaser, Paxton Leeson. Hey, this is what it's all about. I mean,
what a good game. That was fun, man. That was really
was
good.
a fantastic game. Mandan, as you mentioned, up by 16 there in the second half. And for them, I think that even that momentum kind of carried on. I mean, we'll kind of rewind it back, but it was a back and forth first half. But it was a lot of turnovers. Both teams kind of trying to find that rhythm. But Mandan's length, getting block shots, turning into some transition buckets, and then a couple of big free throws from Carson Shimmick to end the first half, goes up 33-28, and they come out guns blazing again. Mandan pulls away, up by 16. But as you heard there from a Coach Glaser, they were down by 16, but they didn't lose faith.
Yeah.
They didn't lose hope. They battled right back in it. And next thing you know, they're as you kept on talking about, you need to be within 10 points within 6 minutes. They got right there on cue, and it works out.
Win those little battles, right, and just have a little bit of momentum going your way. They're creating some turnovers. They're in the bonus early, too, and I think that's something that probably is going to not even be talked about in this game. But Dickinson was in the bonus, about the 12-minute mark early, so they were able to get to the free throw line a few times and just get rhythm. Boston Cranston's only points in the second half came from the free throw line, knocking down 4 free throws. So, be able to get to the free throw line, able to get the ball inside to Stevenson, score in transition. I thought a big bucket, KB Eaglestaff makes that big 3 to go up 9, and then Stevenson doesn't put his head down. None of the Dickinson guys put their head down. They zip it down to Stevenson, layup, now you're only down 7. I thought that was a big play. They didn't hang their heads and pout. They didn't give up on anything, and they able to answer right back. And so just a really, I don't want to say a well-played game, because I think Coach Glaser would punch me in the face if I told him I thought that was a well-played game. But I think that's the way you have to win at the end of the year, is when you don't have your best, or your guys still going to show up and give you everything they got. And that last 12 minutes, Dickinson got every ounce of their team out of it, and something they can get on that bus tonight and be really proud of just who they were, not how they played, but who they were and how they got it done.
Yeah, very resilient outing there for Dickinson. And, again, Paxton Leeson, our Sports Clips MVP. We got to show the replay.
I feel terrible about Stevenson, though. The dude had 26 points. He was an absolute monster the whole game. But when a guy has 13 in the game-winning 3, you probably got to give him the cred.
I mean, both of them very well deserving.
No doubt.
And maybe Leeson's going to be maybe breaking it in his face a little bit.
Go home, and Stevenson did get him the pass, too. So it's like one of those things, but obviously just a really cool performance from both of those guys there in the last 10 minutes and figured it out. Got to figure it out on the road, man, and they did tonight.
A quarterback finding his receiver.
That's right.
Tested time there.
That's right.
As Mandan will take a look at their scoring, falling short tonight as they will drop to 10-8 overall, 7-8 in WDA play. Noompa Kirky, very impressive, 20 points.
Really good night.
A lot of great flashy assists. Daniel Wentz has 7. KP Eaglestaff with 5. 4 for Jamari Birch off the bench. Then Carson Shimmick with 16 points. Really liked his outing tonight.
Yeah, he was great. He was really good around the rim. Did his job scoring the basketball, but also guarded his butt off tonight against Stevenson and Wolf. And did a good job of rebounding and contesting, and just gave great energy for Mandan tonight.
Riley Bearstail with 2, Rowan Weissman with 1, and it was Briley's Bearstail with 12. And he had some of the biggest three-pointers in this game. If you take away the Leeson three-pointer at the end, he would have had the 2 biggest ones.
Yeah, I thought he had the backbreaker when he made a 3, went up 9, I think, or something like that.
I think it went back to double digits.
Yeah, it kind of went back to 10, and I thought that was the backbreaker. I didn't know if Dickinson had the energy to come back. They were, and they were able to respond, and the ball just didn't really find Briley in a good spot there at the end. I thought maybe he could get one up, but he didn't catch the ball with a lot of space and tried to create something, and especially only down 2, you can get to the rim. It'd been nice to see him be able to get a little bit more space on some action on that side of the floor to see if he can't send this one to overtime. But he had a fantastic basketball game. And they, like you said earlier, they did such a good job defensively disrupting on the perimeter with that length. They blocked a ton of shots. They Stevenson had a good day of offensive rebounding, but he could have had a better game. They did a good job of at least containing it, and especially being so undersized as they were. But hats off to Mandan. They played a great basketball game, just wasn't able to get that one stop they needed to get. And Dickinson's going to go home feeling pretty good about themselves, figuring out a way to win here at the bank.
Now for DHS, well, the Tatum Bollinger with 6 points. He provided kind of that defensive spark and some offense there in the second half in the comeback. Dylan Glauser with 9 points. Boston Cranston held to 10. Then 8 for Cameron Wolf. Then you got Nate Stevenson, as you mentioned. He was kind of that consistency throughout the entire game, 23 points. He's got a double-double tonight. And the Sport Clips MVP, 13 points, 2 3-pointers, including the game winner that you just saw earlier. It is going to be Paxton Leeson, our Sport Clips MVP.
I think Paxton had the last 7 points, too. I know he had the last 5. He had the nice little floater, other than Cam Wolf's free throw, I guess. But he had the floater in the lane, too, that he was able to knock down. So, yeah, definitely. Show that. You show that clip?
You want to show it again?
Show it. I want to see it. I don't have a camera in front of me, so I'm going to watch it. Yeah, hard drive, overplayed Stevenson like they were the whole night. They were rolling the dice on those corner threes, and Paxton able to knock it down from the opposite corner. Just a good job of Stevenson trusting his teammates, and good job of Paxton fulfilling the prophecy.
I guess we should have asked when that rattled first. It hits off the rim and it goes into the air.
He said never a question, never a doubt.
Question. I don't know about that.
Yeah, no, that shooters shoot, man. Shooters shoot. Sometimes they're makers and sometimes they're shooters. And I used to always joke. I said we got lots of shooters. I just don't know how many makers we have. And but Paxton was a maker on that one. That's all that matters.
Well, I like how Coach Glauser calls him the microwave.
Yeah, no doubt. Come off just come out there and try to bring a spark. And sometimes microwaves blow up when you throw too much stuff in them. But at least Paxton was good tonight, and like you said, they needed him. They needed him in that last 10-minute run there. Without him, they go home pretty sad faces on their brows.
So Mandan drops to 10-8. They've got Minot next week, as well as Legacy on the 20th and St. Mary's on the 24th. Dickinson advances to 13-5, 11-4 in WDA. And again, they've got a couple more games coming up. They've got a big date on Tuesday with the Bismarck Demons, the battle of the 2 and the 3 seed inside the West region.
Yeah, they're going to have to play a little better to play against Bismarck High. They can't turn the ball over as much. Bismarck High takes such advantage of that, but they do have the firepower. They do have the bigs with Stevenson. I mean, he's a matchup nightmare in this league. There's only probably 2 guys that can match his physicality, Joey Krolick being one of them, and Johnny Rubidoux being the other. Other than that, that's where Dickinson's advantage lies, and if they can figure out a way to keep him at this pace and this rhythm that he's at, that's going to be their answer to the quiz on against Bismarck High.
Well, that's going to be it for us here tonight, but hey, we got some more action coming up tomorrow night. Make sure you get your PSP Plus subscription accounts, as District 6 Girls Championship round is tomorrow, as well as the District 8 semifinals. And again, head on, make sure you get in on that PSP Plus, as we have got a lot of great games coming up on the postseason. 15 different tournaments from WDA hockey next Thursday, Friday, and Saturday to different Class B, Class A, and AA basketball. So great different packages there if you are a sports fan for the postseason. Well, Joe,
that was fun, man.
Thanks for joining me.
Rocked out of the first of maybe many. I don't know if I can get all the way to Dickinson. I don't want to take Nate Zachman's job either. He's pretty good at the call, too, so I won't steal his job. But I enjoyed working with you, man. You do a great job.
Appreciate it. It was fun working with you as well. Big thanks out to Waldo running camera. Great job as always. Big thanks out to all of our great sponsors making this broadcast possible as Dickinson completes the comeback. Paxton Leeson's big three-pointer, the difference maker at the end. Dickinson wins 69-67. That's going to do it for us. Have yourself a great rest of your weekend.
Our initial reaction when we realized he had 2 broken bones was fear. Then once we realized and got a plan with Trinity and our doctor, a lot of comfort.
He told me that he can fix my arm, and he showed me a lot of stuff that he could do to help me.
Trinity Health Orthopedics is as good as you can find anywhere in the country. A lot of us take pride in that, and that's why we stay here and we keep doing what we do.
Trinity Health, making more possible.